going to give you a quick demo of our CTN Network website, ctnnetwork.net. Join our community. It is free. You just type in ctnnetwork.net, and this is the homepage right here. And if you want to create an account, you would just click up here and create new account right here. Sign up with your email, or you can sign up with just clicking on Facebook or Google. So you can sign up with your Facebook account or your Gmail. So I'm already signed up, so I'm going to click in Gmail right here, and it's going to log me in. And as you can see, this is our homepage. Click on creators right here, and this shows you all the CTN family members that are content creators. Everybody is on here. If you want to go to one of their YouTube channels, for example, if you want to go to Crypto Talk Now, just click on channel, and it takes you right over to the YouTube channel for that particular creator. And you click on community. This is our community right here. We do have a forum, and this is a forum where you can post things, you can interact with one another. And there's also a blog right over here that we post our own content on. And if you click on CTN Studios, you can watch our live show and other content creators' live shows right through this CTN Studios. We do have advertisements for some of the content creators. There's the Crypto Smith, there's Waddy, the Crypto Hunter, and we also have live charts for the ISOs right in this box right here. We have a feature where you click on the heart if you want to donate to us. You can donate with Ethereum or Binance, BNB. And also, if you click on this button right here, we're going to have a call-in feature, which is already live. If you want to call us, just click on the green icon, the green phone icon, and click on call now. And during the show, between 9:15 and 10, when we announce it, when Max is on or when I'm on with Max, we will start accepting phone calls, and you guys can be live with the show. If you want to turn your video on, you can come on camera as well. So good stuff there. Now back onto the homepage. If you click on members, you can see all the people that are members here. All these people here, like Chaka just signed up, Gills33, Miguel. All these people here are members of our community. So you guys can sign up, and then you can chat with one another. So you can either click over here, message right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to welcome him. I'll send him a quick message, and then I can click enter or just a little arrow. If you want to message somebody else, you can click on message, or you can go right over here into members chat and go ahead and message them and create a new chat if you want by clicking this little button right here. Now also, if you scroll down here, you can see some of the past videos that our content creators in our content creator family have created. You can go in here and watch some of the recorded videos. They're scrolling down here. Just choose one to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this brief demo. Make sure you sign up so you can interact and be part of the community when we are not on the live show.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here tonight at Crypto Talk Now. Glad to be here with you. Have a lot of news to get into. It's been a crazy day for crypto. So we're going to get into the whole topic of Silvergate, obviously, looking into the overall crypto market. Some big HBAR news within the last couple days. If you've been following HBAR, we do have to report the good and the bad. Unfortunately, there's been some bad that has been reported, but I'm not really sweating it too much. I thought they had a great response. We'll get into that as well. So basically everything you see tagged, I think to the exception of Nexera, they just still don't have any real significant news. It basically has news updates. So I have another big announcement as we get at least about maybe, hopefully, like I would say maybe 40 in here. I'll let you guys know about it. It's in regards to a particular CTN community member. It's an important announcement I want to make. But as I would say, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome our wonderful community. I know that we didn't get an original start time where we want it to be and so on. My keyboard was short-circuiting something fierce earlier, and I had to get that sorted out. I don't know what's up with that. First it was, Waddy with his computer, and now I'm having some issues with my keyboard, and this is my spare keyboard. So yes, I need to order something off of Amazon, but it's all right. Working through it. Let me get some banners going up before I do so. So let's see here. First one we're going to do is this one. So it's on the bottom, not financial advice, stuff like that. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button where we can, tier up and get more people here, hopefully. But yeah, guys, really appreciate you being here for tonight. And I want to welcome first comment of the day from KK. He says, don't overthink it. These are the times you make money. Buy low, buy. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking like even with Jasmy, I mean, it's just like it's back down to the 0.004. I'm totally wanting to, pick some of that up. And I might very well do so. I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of hard pressed for some cash, but that's okay. I should say hard pressed for cash, but more like I'm just also trying to, budget some things. I guess like I am kind of hard pressed for some cash. So some people don't realize it. It's like sometimes you reinvest so much into crypto. And for me personally, I do not want to like cash out my crypto for loss. That's just me. But yeah, too many hospital bills lately since October with my dad. It's just really, it can be challenging, but that's okay. Those are my problems. Anyway, Crypto Homes 777 says exactly, this is the time to invest in your future. Absolutely. I added it up the other day with the $60,000 reinvested into crypto. And that's where I'm like, even though it sounds even that more enticing to get more and more into it, sometimes I got to say to myself, well, you're a short list. That's what you should be stacking up more, and that's where I'm going with it. I still need to get LCX. I still need to get what was one more? Rio. And just real quick before we get more comments, I want to point that out. Okay, before the major crash, I'm gonna put a plug for our particular station / network, where you want to call it. I'm gonna share you guys this real quick. I will kick it back in the comments. Don't worry. So I want to show this. There's, of course, a video that was released late last night, if I'm not mistaken. Project Icebreaker. Is there a quant connection? Basically speaking, shout out to Greg Lunt. He feels like there's a 95% chance it is quant. He does a whole outline. I basically share that particular news. So anyway, you want to check that out. But here it is. And I, of course, spoke to Mike Cornwell a while back in regards to this, and I originally will give credit to a guy who watches us when he can because of the time difference, and it's Papa Mex X is his name. He's the one who informed me about Rio. I'm telling you guys flat out, I know this is a deep dive. It's a real deep dive. Do not sleep on Rio. All right, that's one of the ones that's on my short list, just like LCX to get into. Do not sleep into Rio. Mike Cornwell, of course, jumped into it the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. It went up 80%, even with all the stuff that's happened recently. And so check it out for yourself. If you don't know about it, look into it, because you definitely need to look into it, because it's a small market cap crypto project out there, and the ties to Wall Street, how some of those guys did the opening bell. It's really something else. So I literally posted that video 8 days ago, and about 2 days ago it went up 80%. I mean, maybe call it great timing, I don't know. But yeah, credit to Papa Mex X, who, man, I mean, when he starts tweeting more stuff to me, I'm gonna have to get more into that. But anyway, I thought I'd share that. Tim Shea says, hey, congratulations on winning yesterday for the first ever Cryptivia. As audience member, you were killing it, man. And everybody was like, Tim Shea wins everything anyway. So that was super cool to see that. And then of course the actual contestant on the live show, shout out to Crypto Smith, Sean, he actually won. So you guys both won. That was really cool. And I think next time around, instead of doing teams, like we'll just do like a free-for-all type thing, where it's just you guys compete against contestants on the screen and so on. But you know what? For the most part, I think it was a nice turnout, and it was fun, and it was a nice new thing that we introduced. So if I didn't welcome Crypto Homes, I want to welcome you. Of course, Tim Shea. How about Boomer F Sooner? So yes, thank you for being here, Mr. Boomer. And let's go further down. We have a question. Did anyone buy the dip today? I don't know, man. I mean, I already bought so much more Jasmy. Maybe I do that. I was thinking like, wow. Well, what about let's talk about this just briefly. So I'm gonna share this real quick. So there's Jasmy, and let me share this. Hold on. So the overall crypto market obviously sucks right now, right? So it's like down at 935, and yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's like is gonna go below 19K. Shout out to LeBron Commission. I think he was saying that he felt as though it was. I saw that particular tweet not that long ago. But anyway, I want to show you this, and this is so appealing. Like I what was it like less than a week ago? I doubled my position in Jasmy. I don't know, like for $550 or something like that. Technically speaking, if I want to pick up another 100,000 of these, that's what $475 and some change plus a fee. I don't know. It's very, very tempting, right? Very, very tempting. So this is some of the things you guys are, we're all thinking about, talking about. Let's look at Quant for just a brief minute, because their prices. Look at that. For some people are like, man, I'm gonna buy Quant for under $100. Who knows? Because it broke support, right? So if you're into those type of things, maybe double check somebody who's really good with the technical analysis, see what they have to say in regards to like new support lines and so on, because it definitely broke wherever the last support was. I can tell you that right off the surface, right? That's a given. And the volume is reflective upon that, right? Up 39% in volume. But I mean, even if you were that type of guy, you were sweating it. I mean, come on, guys, seriously, $110 roughly, some change for a beloved Quant. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. All right, let me go further down into the comments. Thank you for being here tonight. We really do appreciate you guys. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Let me see here. That's kind of weird seeing that video of Larry. Oh, I see what's going on. It's the intro. Let me remove that. All right. So yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Boomer F and Sooner. Crypto Home 777 says he picked up some veracity. Yeah, these price levels, that might be a good thing, right? Leash, I already have 2 of those. Overpaid for it. I'm not looking to get more Leash. Quant, great choice. And Stratos. So Stratos has definitely been one on my close watch list. If that thing dips down to 42 cents, I'm almost all in. It's at 52 cents right now. Very, very tempting for me to just, I don't know, maybe you can get it now, but I said to myself, look, try to see if it goes below the 50s. And if it does, man, if it gets 42 cents, I mean, I redid the math with it, with the amount I'm going to put in. And I could literally walk away from anywhere from like 4, depending on how long I wait, anywhere from 4 to about 8 grand off of that in 1 month. And I'll post this, the stats if I choose to do that. And as the saying goes, screenshots or didn't happen, right? Well, that is one where I'm really looking to just, I'm not going to hold long term. I get it. If XXI gaming is watching, I get it. The whole thing of, it's a great long term one. I'm totally agreement with that. Looking at it from a power swap point of view, buy low, sell at roughly, I don't know, maybe I think 72 cents is the goal I set, if I'm not mistaken. And then with the math, I believe I could walk away from anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 on that. And then also, if I wait a little bit longer, I don't know if I would. But anyway, yeah, I swapped that to some of these other ones, whether it's Jasmy, whether it's more XRP, XLM, XDC, stuff like that. I call it a power swap. All right. So let's get further down. Is Eva here yet? Man, I wish. That'd be pretty sweet. How about this, guys? Hello, is it Menelek we're looking for? Lino, Rishi, Menelek, I want to give you a shout out. Yesterday's show, the game show Cryptivia. I couldn't believe it, my friend. I could not believe it. All right. So the start of round 2 of the variety game show Cryptivia was the Wheel of Fortune style thing. And literally in the category, it's a singer, right? So maybe people call this like a form of Maximus trolling our community. I don't know. But anyway, in there, the category, yes, was singer, right? And it's just like, I couldn't believe nobody got off the bat. And then I think Selmo Fudd and then Wayne Sly got out first. And then, someone said something like, he reiterated where, come on, guys, is it Menelek we're looking for? He's just like, ... game over or something, like put some kind of emoji. But yeah, it's Menelek we're looking for. Lionel Richie. Yep. Anyway. All right. KK says loading up on Jasmy. I mean, at these price levels, right? The last time we saw anything that touched these particular price levels was 0.003 something for Jasmy. I take that back. I think it was 2.9. I do believe it's 2.9. So still, you're approaching things we haven't seen since late last year around the time of FTX, right? So yeah, glad to see it, KK. You're not going to disappoint yourself with that. Props, give credit where credit's due. Booyaka. Menelek says H bar will be fine. Yeah, I feel like it'll be fine as well. I don't really like reporting stuff like that, but it's in the news. I want to at least point it out. My key takeaway is I want to report on Hedera's response to the bad news, the FUD, or whatever you want to call it. Rand's in the house. Good to see Rand. Hopefully you enjoy some of my particular fun DMs to you. I saw one of you thought was, you're laughing, so I guess you did think it was funny. Anyway, Rand states just 100,000 Jasmy and 10,000 XLM. You got me beat on the XLM. I need to get more of that. 10,000 XRP, 10 Quant, 10,000 H bar. I always wonder why you call it H par. Maybe it's maybe it's something kind of like Spanish in a way where somebody, when they type in ha ha ha, they type in ja ja ja. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Any coin. Damn, I'm so bullish right now. Yeah, me too. Crypto where is down. My goal is to 2025. Yeah, I mean, I think most of us are holding, the life-changing money, right? The generational wealth ones to at least then, and then maybe even holding it to earn interest. But great point, Ray. Thanks for being here. Menelek says Ethereum is an unregistered security. So part of our news tonight, if I'm not mistaken, mentions something specifically in regards to this whole thing with actually it doesn't. So I saw a thing in regards to, did you guys see the whole thing with that particular, was it attorney or something like that, or somebody trying to sue KuCoin, if I'm not mistaken? Do you guys see something about that? And then it's regards to this whole thing with Ethereum. Mr. Shagan's in the house. Good morning from Scotland. Thank you. Glad to see you here. Jesse Thomas, what's happening, Max? Well, what's happening is we're recognizing what's going on with this crash. And if anything, my thing is like every time I see it crash, I just say to myself, all right, more of an opportunity to beg some more at distressed prices instead of panicking and saying, oh no, this whole thing's going to go to zero. Like, what's his name? Dan Pena has reported. All right, but good to have you here. Jesse Thomas with the 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme convertible. Great looking car. All right, GS is in the house. Got to have you here, GS. Watermelon Crypto Sugar High is in the house. He said, good evening, Max, the CTM family. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go further down and welcome a few more people. I'm going to read this statement from Menelek. He bought a little bit more Jasmy. I mean, at these prices, like, who could blame it, right? Tim Shea says he got more Quant and some BNB. See, you guys know what you're doing. You always keep some on the sideline, which is always a good thing to do. All right. River says, good evening, guys. Crypto High says, sup, Tim, HS, and Mentelect. All right, let's go further down. I want to welcome River. Sorry about that, River. Good to see you, man. But the Moose, who's like looking in the dark. GS says he wants to buy the dip, but might dip more after Tuesday. That's a good point. All right, Menelek says if you are not cash short, you may not own enough crypto. Yeah. Geez. So not counting some of the ones where I'm like SLL, right? Clifford Inu and stuff like that. I think I'm at like 47 on my portfolio because I can't really count those. Like if I'm SLL, why would I count those? I can't swap it. They're Ethereum-based projects, ERC20, cost me more in gas fees just to cash them out. I can't really count those. And then, yeah, I'm still waiting from Volt in regards to some things that need to they need to help me out with. Anyway, Crypto High says, hey, Boomer. And let's see, I think we're towards the bottom. I want to welcome Sonia, Queen Perseverance. Blame the crash on this corrupted system. Thanks for being here. Boom. How is your husband Wadi doing? Did he get his computer situation sorted out? If he didn't, I might have to give him a call. I have a spare old computer. It's decent. It's got a dedicated video card on it. And, you know, I love Wadi. He's a good guy, man. And I know he was really disappointed because he's really close to getting his channel monetized. So if you guys, you know, you ain't able to get it sorted out, I'll try to work something out where I'll send you a spare computer as a donation from your friend from across the United States, Mr. Maximus. All right. All right, Jesse Thomas says, times are hard, man, and life is getting very expensive. Yeah, I agree at that point. Hello, back to you. Good to have you here, Queen. We did read that. Everyone's welcome, Sonia. Hopefully you played Mortal Kombat back in the day, Sonia. Sonya Blade wins. Flawless victory. Fatality. All right. Magic Power. Guten Tag. Sie Liechtenstein Exchange and Jasmy in the house. Wait. All right. Good to have you here. And let's see here. What chain is Rio on? It is on a pretty crappy chain, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Ethereum. Let me see. Actually, there are multiple chains. I should restate that. I remember having this conversation. So originally the contract was with Ethereum, but they have multiple other chains. I forgot which ones. I maybe Polygon, but it's on more than one chain. I do remember that part. That's a good question though, Tim. All right, let's go further down, and I'm just trying to welcome a few more people. I do like this one from Tim. He states, it was fun. More people should try the games. Thanks, man. Glad you liked it. So I didn't really get any complaints from it. So that's a good sign. We got 42 wonderful people here today. We will get into the news. We do need to recognize a particular community member here. I did say after we get 40 people, I would do this. So Magic Power says, Max, yes, buy more Jasmy. Yes. Thank you for that. JG's in the house. He says, hey, Max, do you think HBAR will remain offline for a long time or should come back on? I don't think that's too much of an issue. They have a response in regards to that. We'll get into that too. I'm not really sweating. I mean, it's HBAR. I mean, I guess I'd be sweating it if it was like some kind of garbage token project or something like that. I'll say this much, right? I'm not trying to flood anybody's Solana if you hold some. I'd be sweating it more if it was Solana. Seriously, right? But this is HBAR. I think Jasmy will be life-changing. Me and Larry were having this conversation the other day. So I was saying to myself, all right, I get the whole talk of how some people feel as though, the significant bull run towards getting towards like all-time highs may be like, 2024 and further out. But I still think there's money to be made, even with all the doom and gloom that's happened recently. And of course, I did the bull run thesis part 6 in regards to that. But my thing is this. So Jasmy, specifically speaking, it's like there's always a few particular crypto projects that can get you to your goals quicker than others, right? Crypto shouldn't be a get-rich-quick scheme. However, you can position yourself well to reach your goals sooner and then enjoy a little bit of life a little bit better, right? Kick back and not stress as much with certain particular digital assets. Jasmy, in my opinion, not financial advice, could be the one that gets me to that goal quicker. So with that said, and I think other people may agree with this because I see you guys stacking more in regards to this. Because, I mean, think about this. If you're stacking more on your Jasmy compared to you stacking to like other ones like XRP and so on, either tells me one of two things. You're already comfortable with what you hold with your XRP, or you understand that, wow, Jasmy could get me to that goal, like what Max was saying here, sooner than later with some of the ones from the ISOs and so on. And I think a lot of people are recognizing that. Could we agree on that? All right. Menelec says, I bought a few Jasmy. 100K is enough. However, if your wallet allows it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I doubled my position on that and was glad to do so. I think Crypto Mike Cornwell was saying something about like, he was like, oh my God, you got more than me. And I was like, it's not a competition, my friend. But, All right, I want to welcome me, myself, and I. Good to have you here. He said, "Let it all crash to hell." I'm still DCAing. Yeah. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Very good point. Michael Santiago, my H bar is missing from my decent wallet. No, that's not good. Anyone missing their H bar from their cold wallet? Wow, I didn't ever heard that. That's crazy. So Magic Power says something curious is happening with the BNX token at KuCoin. It's now at 700. And he says it was today at 1800, but other exchanges it might be okay. Try to send tokens for selling at KuCoin, but not possible. Interesting. Well, we might just make H bar the key topic here in a bit. We might just do that. All right, so I want to welcome Crypto Channel. Thanks for being here. And then, of course, Michael Santiago, if I haven't done so already. I want to welcome Crypto McDizzle. Good to have you here. Mike Cornwell. Miguel's in the house. Bitcoin's still up 17%. I do believe KuCoin will be fine. Jose, aka Jay, good to have you here. Don't worry, you're not too late or anything like that. XXI Gaming. All right, so we got a lot of good problems here tonight with comments and so on. All right, so I'm gonna start things off, and I want to announce something right now. Right, so this is something we never did before, and I'm not saying you guys have to do this, but I am personally donating $100 to a CTN community member who's had some tough times. As you guys know, Rafael Santos, he originally had that whole problem with the typhoon. On top of that, he basically had other damage. Something else happened recently in which I guess his house caught fire and burned down and so on. He's trying to make a barricade, I guess, for just like random, I don't know if it's homeless people or whatever, trying to get in there and so on. Yeah, he has family members to go to. But man, I mean, he's sending me messages basically saying something like earlier, and here's the thing, right? For any man, it's hard, maybe for women, it's different. I'm not misogynistic or anything. It's hard for anybody, right? I don't care if you're a man or woman, but I want to say this, like, especially for us men, because a lot of times we have pride, all right? And it's hard to ask for help. This man needs help. And I don't look at Raphael as being some guy who's like, oh man, he's like a scammer or something like that. No, not at all. He's been somebody that's been watching us from dating back to last summer. He watches our show. He appreciates the content and so on. He shares it and so on. So my thing is, when he comes and tells me, hey, Max, I'm having a hard time, man. My kids, they need to be clothed. If you could just simply just donate $1, I would really appreciate it. I mean, he's asking for $1, right? It's not like he's like trying to hit me up for like, hey man, can you hook me up like $2,000 or something like that? No, that's not the case. So I have decided to start it's not a GoFundMe because those things get slashed with prices and so on. So the way I look at it is this guy needs immediate relief. Yes, I'm more than aware of the exchange rate from over there. So for me personally, I'm donating $100 to him in USDT, right? Whether you're a fan of that and whatnot. I'm not looking at it from that perspective. I'm looking at like this guy, him and his family need some relief. So I'm going to donate $100 USDT. I'm of course send just a little bit just to test that went through, and then I'll send the rest after that. So what I was going to state is, there ain't going to be no like we call like GoFundMe or any of those types of things. What I'm stating is, if you were interested and you would like to help, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys who can and some of you can't, and that's okay. It's not about that. But if you are willing to send anything, even if it's just $1, right, like he mentioned, you can send me a DM on the CTN Network site, which I'll show you that real quick right now if you're not familiar with it. Or you can send it to me on Twitter, whatever is more wherever your preferences, excuse me. So if you're not on Twitter, you can send me a DM here, and you just say, "Hey Max, give me the the USDT address, and then I'll definitely make sure it gets to them." All right. Or if you want to send it to me on Twitter, you can definitely do so. And again, guys, it's not like I'm asking for you have to also donate $100. It's not like that. All I'm saying is, even if it's just $1. Do that. Don't do it in super chats. I'll state that much, because with super chats, it's going to slash that particular rate. right? Because someone has to go to. So I want to see the most amount of it go to like the source, right? So you know, that's the way I look at it. And you know, we're gonna have this thing going on for at least a week. So let's see. Today is Thursday, so we'll try to end this fun by a week from today. I think that's more than enough time, and so on. And we'll give an update on how much we gathered and so on. But I just want to point that out, and I'll mention this a few other times during our show and other shows. Maybe Larry will mention it on the weekend, where the case be. But we're a community, and our community brother, he definitely needs some help, and that's the way I look at it. It is what it is. Shout out to you, Raphael, man. I want things to turn around for you, man, and God bless you and your family. Okay. All right. I want to welcome XXI Gaming. There's of course a few more people here. And let's go ahead and just jump right into the news after we read this particular comment. Boomer F and Sooner. Fiverr into Quant right now. Just too good to pass up. Yes, very good. Very true. I'm going to check at the other screen, just making sure I didn't pass up on anybody's comments. And let's see. All right, I didn't. Let's jump into the news. The news to start off things with will be HBAR. We'll talk a little bit about the whole thing with Silverbank, but I just felt as though the HBAR news probably should take the priority at the moment. Let me see where I am on my outline for that, because it wasn't going to be HBAR originally. It was going to be some of these other particular ones. So, believe it or not, we have a Leo X update. We haven't talked about Leo X in a while. All right, so let's get into the whole thing with HBAR, and it is quite the outline. So, let's go ahead and share that. And here it is. Excuse me, that was LCX. All right, so if you didn't know, it says Hedera faces network issues amid growing fears of that particular hack. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't. It's HBAR price set to crash. I'll be honest, if it was, oh my gosh, if this thing crashed to a penny, I mean, come on, back the freaking truck up, because I'm not worried about HBAR. HBAR is not going anywhere. Well, some people will be like, oh, it's going down to a penny apparently. Well, just hear us. So, it says, as per the latest crypto news related to specifically HBAR, Hedera might be under attack as several decentralized apps halt operations, resulting in major HBAR price drop. Okay, I'm not sweating it. Now, it says, what comes as a surprise to the crypto community, major decentralized apps running on top of the Hedera HBAR network recently pointed out suspicious activities and have therefore halted operations. Many are speculating it to be malicious exploit or a planned attack rather than a technical glitch in the system. And don't worry, we will get to the part where Hedera has a response to this. Now, Hedera HBAR under attack, Hashpoint Network, which is a cross-chain solution built on Hedera, was the first to notice the irregular. I can't say it right now. Irregulatory. Read too much today. Apologize. You know what it says in the network. As a result, they terminated their Hashport bridge. All right, which was used for transferring digital assets across multiple networks. Subsequently, users of other Hedera-based applications began to report abnormal behavior and were later warned to avoid utilizing the network entirely for the safety of funds. Here's a perfect example. Some of you guys have been reporting in the comments. Who was it? Was it JG? Was it somebody else that said something about it earlier? I can't remember. Maybe I'm confusing somebody. I also remember like something maybe a few days ago prior to that, somebody else mentioned this. I've seen people reporting crazy stuff on crypto Twitter. So it is a thing. Says the official announcement came soon after with Hedera's development arm. Of course, we'll get more into that. HBAR Foundation stating that they are currently monitoring and resolving the issue. Here's the response from the HBAR Foundation. It says they noticed network irregularities. I can't even pronounce it tonight. I know what that word is. It's just not coming out right. I don't know what's going on with it. Sorry. It says that are impacting various Hedera decentralized apps and their users. The foundation is in communication with impacted partners, which is good. You need to immediately address that. Doesn't matter which DApp it is, and especially doesn't matter which ones are part of whatever project that is building on your ecosystem. If they have a DApp, you got to address it immediately. They've done that. So they're monitoring and working to help resolve the issue. Please stand by for more information. And of course, it is what it is. Now, there's a little bit more in regards to some of this other news. So it says, according to information obtained, Hedera's top two services, which is the Hedera Token Service, HTS, and Hedera Consensus Service, which is HCS, have been currently affected. As a consequence, the majority of the tokens that have been built on Hedera are vulnerable to the exploit. Now, of course, that's where some people are like, oh my God, I can't believe this. There's a lot of FUD. People are panicking. People are selling. And my thing again is, okay, this is Hedera. I'm sure everything will be fine. But I also have to recognize that the price is going to crash down to maybe 2 or 3 cents from where it's at. I'm just going to throw that out. I'm not going to say it's going to happen immediately, but it could keep going down. Penny, I don't think so. I mean, but if it did, oh boy. But we got to at least admit that, something in regards to some of this, right? So, you look at like the whole thing that happened with ALBT, that was a lot more monumental, right? So it says the supposed attacker has been touted to specifically target the decompiling process in the network smart contracts. As a result, major decentralized exchanges such as Pangolin have strongly suggested withdrawing all HTC-based tokens from the platform. I wouldn't necessarily call it like the ultimate doom and gloom, but this is probably one of the worst things that's happened with HBAR, right? That I know of. So Pangolin had this response. They said, due to some Hedera network irregularities, still can't pronounce it tonight for some reason. I don't know why. Hashport has paused their bridge, and we have encouraged anyone with HTS tokens in Pangolin pools and farms to withdraw immediately, right? And another thing I want to point out, even when it came to ALBT, right, you had bonked out. Here's another perfect example. There's something to be said about providing liquidity to these liquidity pools. Consistent pattern here. Am I too far off? Just throwing that out there. All right, so it says this is a time critical moment. So we'll update as soon as we have more information. Of course, there's going to be an impact on the price. Let's talk about that briefly. I mentioned about, I felt as though it could dip down about 2 or 3 cents, maybe more. For some of you guys that don't know all these technical things, this is the juicy stuff that maybe you wanting to hear about, right? So in light of the HBAR crypto news, Hedera's total value locked, right, TVL, has witnessed significant decline of roughly 17% as per DeFi Llama's crypto tracker. Of course, if you want to go to that particular link, you can and nerd it out if you want. But if you're still with me, listen to this. It says, although there has been no official confirmation of a hack or an organized exploit, many speculate it to be the same hacking group that recently attacked Algorand. That's interesting. Why would that be? Well, I want to throw in my 2 cents in regards to this. So, as we know, Hedera is the most greenest of the green when it comes to, it's not, blockchain, right? Hash graphs, different technology, right? But Algorand is second to it. And it's not even close when it comes to being, who's the greenest of the green. Like Hedera takes it away. But Algorand is number 2. Now, I don't know if this is just like, the anti-green coalition of hackers, like that want to go after some of these particular projects, but I wouldn't put it past it. Right? But it says this comes after a similar malicious trail was witnessed in Algorand's My Algo wallet, where the hackers drained funds to the tune of, listen to this, $9.6 million. So it's pretty big stuff. And of course, there's more in regards to all of this. I want to give you another particular one that was mentioned. Here is a announcement, actually, right? So this comes from HBAR Suite, and they had a response, right? It says smart contract, less DeFi. I mean, they're obviously not as big as, Hedera Foundation, but, they have a response. So it says, hello, future. We are writing to address the recent hack on Hedera smart contracts, right? It says, while the details of the attack are still unclear, we want to assure you that we are closely monitoring the situation alongside the Hedera team. Our smart nodes have not been affected. So if you were wondering, like, has it been affected? There's your answer. And it says, and to the best of their knowledge, neither have our native H suite or Shiba tokens. However, we recommend that you remove liquidity from smart contract dexes, just like the previous guy from, that one was started with a P. I forgot what they mentioned as well, right? So it's a common thing, right? It's important to remember that while security in computer science cannot always be 100% guaranteed, as it is a constantly evolving field, our smart node technology remains secure against the types of hacks that can be performed on smart contracts. And that's what we should all take away, especially if we're invested into HBAR like myself. It says this is because we use the Hedera native services with the native multi-signature functionalities. Our upcoming DEX will never use smart contracts, and we are making sure the most possible secure outcome in order to avoid any event of malicious nature. Now, I want to throw my own 2 cents a little bit more in regards to this. So you have a partnership with Quant. If you have a partnership with Quant, why aren't you using that particular utility of what? Secure smart contracts. So, I mean, if it was me, I'd be getting with GV immediately and being like, look, maybe he saw it. Maybe he's already getting together with them, because that in itself is pretty powerful. So I thought a report on that. Another particular content creator who a lot of you guys follow has posted this. This was recent. This was posted 11:24 a.m. Mountain Time earlier today. So Mason versus Louise has a response in regards to this. So the HBAR has dumped below 6 cents because of the current exploit news. Wait for updates from official accounts. We did see some. If we head back to 3 cent zone, you know what I'm doing? Are you kidding me? You know what I'm doing as well? I know a lot of you guys can do it as well. But yeah, that is the news in regards to Hedera. It was a little bit longer than 5 in, 5 out, but man, it's big news. So we wanted to report on that. Glad to do so. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Let's kick it back into more of the comments. I'm going to double check the other page, make sure I didn't miss anything specifically. I did not. And if anything, let's welcome Zaf Shaw. Welcome back. He says, hey, Tim, how's it going? But yeah, always recognize your Lambo. So glad to have you, Zaf. It's been a while, Zaf. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. All right. Jose states, I just bought a lot of Luna, Celsius, and FTX at a good price. What do you mean FTT? But that's okay. We'll give you a pass. That's cool, man. I mean, if anything, Celsius, distressed asset, FTX, I mean, technically speaking, we had to say Luna. Something about distressed assets, there is obviously upside potential when they are even more distressed. So I can't blame you. I was looking at what is it, VGX once again, and that's pulled down to 34 cents. I don't know, man. I mean, that's before some of the recent news with Silvergate, right? We saw this, if I'm not mistaken, with this last week. I know I don't have the screen up, but this was as high as 62 cents. I mean, that would have been close to like a 2x, right? So yeah, distressed assets, pick them up when you feel as though it's the opportunity. Props to you, Jay. I mean, I know you use Jay, but Jose. And thanks for being there, man. All right. Let's see here. Jose, I just screamed. All right. That's nice, Max. Way to help the family out. Yeah, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to do so. Anything helps, even if it's just $1. I mean, I used to tell my own gaming community stuff like this. When it came to like donating towards server rent, because server rent, man, back in the day, oh my god, it was like over $500 for Battlefield and Call of Duty and all that stuff that we used to be in. And anyway, some people are like, oh, I got to donate, $10. No, donate $1. If you can't spare $1, then I don't even know what you're doing in crypto. You know what I mean? But if you can't, you can't. And I'm not holding against anybody. I just thought I'd throw it out there. We're gonna have this community fund for Rafael Santos. It will be all the way out till next Thursday, the 16th. And then after the show, I will definitely try to verify that he's got, the amounts that he needs to have. All right. XSI Gaming says hit that like button. Thank you very much, XXI. Appreciate you, buddy. Good to have you here. I did see a super chat came in. Let me see. I think let's see what it is. Let me go ahead and highlight that real quick. And it came from the one and only KK with a $10 super sticker. Thanks so much, KK. Really appreciate it, man. We do appreciate that. I want to restate that any donations that you guys make sure that you just send me a DM either through the CTN site or through Twitter, and then that way, because super chats like it cuts part of it and so on. So I just want to try to get as much to them as I can. But thank you for that, KK. Let's jump back to where I was before. Rayan says, "Oh man, Sonia is my daughter's name." Oh, that's a good name then. Tim Shea, XXI Gaming, is your gaming channel the same as what you're using now? All right. Welcome, Selmo Flood in the house. Good to have you, Selmo. And yes, Selmo was one of two people along with Wayne Side who got the whole thing of, is it mental like you're looking for? Game over, Lionel Richie. Can't still believe that nobody got that from the get-go. I'm calling the category singer. It's a crypto game show. Category singer. But glad to see that Selmo paid attention, right? Anyway. All right, let's go further down. You're buying more Cypherium tomorrow. Let's take a look at Cypherium real quick as far as price goes. The other day it was pumping pretty good. Of course, with the market crashes and so on, Cypherium has dropped down to a little over 3.5 cents. Great buying opportunities. I mean, buying opportunities for a lot of things, right? Not just Cypherium, not just Jasmy, not just Quant, a few others, right? So nice to see that. Boomer F. Sooner says, I knew Sonia back in 1978. 8-year-old Boomer wanted a piece of that. Okay. All right. Very cool stuff. All right. Shah. I heart Jasmy after Max's video. Well, thanks, man. I'm trying to keep it up to date with Jasmy as much as I possibly can. There's not a lot of recent news in regards to it, but we do have a Jasmy segment we're talking about. But it's not necessarily like, oh man, there's this new partnership or anything like that. It's more like an outline. I saw somebody else did, and I thought, you know what, I'll share that with you guys. Rafael Santos, good day, Sir Max. Good day, Crypto Talk Now family. Thanks for being here, Rafael. I will get with you later after the show. But if for any reason you're working and stuff like that, by all means, don't feel like you got to stress out on that. We'll be more than good. Jose is having a conversation with me, myself, and I. All right, let's go further down. Let's see here. Stevie says, how much Jasmy is a good bag, Max? I would say at least 100,000. All right, so I recently doubled my position. I had a little over 105,000. I doubled my position. Now I have, I believe 205,000, maybe more, maybe 210, something like that. It ain't a competition. All right. So you think it's a competition? Are you kidding me? Some guys in the recorded section of the Jasmy videos have like 1.5 million Jasmy. Like, oh, you must have got bottom of the bottom. You must have came in at like, 0.0029 or something like that. Right. So shout out to those particular guys. Jose, AKJ, Maximus, I love your channel so much. I just double hit the like button just to make sure. Yes, he double hit that like he, I was going to say hit, never mind. I'm not going to go. That's DGen Talk. This is not DGen Talk now, but yes. Thank you very much, Jose. Do appreciate you, buddy. And if you guys want to learn about how to basically forge some amazing knives, like with drill bits and stuff like that, you got to check out Jay's channel, Jose's not his channel, but his Twitter. He shares it quite a bit. He is very creative with making the daggers and so on. But good to have you here, Jose. You did hit the like. Thank you for that. Me, myself, and I. I want to welcome Lynn Lay. Any thought on PRQ super bullish, bro? I don't know about PRQ. I have no clue about PRQ. How about you share why you're super bullish on it and so on? Maybe we'll have a chance to look into it more. But guys, let's welcome Lynn Lay. And yeah, always like seeing new people here in the chat. So thank you very much. Blackwood is welcome, everybody. We got a comment from Twitch, which is ironic. That's cool. It says, are you the Max Dev from Saitama? God, no. Absolutely not. Not the same guy. I'm invested into Saitama, but I am not the under promising, over delivering person you're looking for. Lionel Richie. No, that's not the guy. I am not him. But I do appreciate you, a person from Twitch, being here. I know it sounds like Foot and Saitama, but they brought it to themselves. But yes, I still hold Saitama. I hope that when everything goes to all-time highs, I could somehow, just like a lot of people, get some kind of profit and finally wash my hands completely with it and never get back into it ever again. Ever. With gas fees, I think I'm at like $4,000 into Saitama. So no, I don't care how tempting it is. If I have $4,000, am I going to put into Saitama, or am I going to look into maybe some of the other projects out there that are still at dirt cheap prices that have real solid utility? Not the promise of, well, this is the utility that we hope to have in the future. Screw that, with a capital S. Okay, I'm going to get into the ones that have the utility now and are building. I am so done with those days of throwing money at hopium like that. Yeah, that's a little bit of FUD. Sorry, but they brought it on themselves, and so I own it. I could freaking complain about it. But I am aware that I'll give them credit like this. They're still around. Some other projects aren't still around. Let's see if they can really be the comeback kings. We'll see. All right. Lin Lei, any thought on PRQ and Arc Block, bro? I don't know about PRQ. Arc Block is a part of my deep dive list. And, if we didn't have such a late start today, I probably would have done maybe that as an intro. But I have heard nothing but great things about Arc Block. I honestly don't even know what PRQ is. When I think of PRQ, I think of like, Portland, Oregon barbecue, I know it sounds bad. All right. Nahuali, the Mississippi River Moro, says salute. We'll salute back to you. All right. Let's go further down. Any thought on Jasmy? Yeah, I'm extremely bullish on Jasmy. I mentioned before, I feel as though that Jasmy could be the one that gets me there first. And it's just great opportunities right now, especially with what they're building, the unbanning of those foreign stable coins and so on. It's a good thing. More volume comes in. I know people don't like to, state that it's the Bitcoin Japan. I understand that, but it's looked upon it from the perspective of it's one of the original for Japan. That's all it is. And with that said, if you're having a whole entire country come in and being able to adopt, their technology into other various things, right? Whether it's Toyota, Sony, some of these other things, even with the fan tokens for local baseball teams and so on. How do we know that? Literally, you've seen a case where, and I've done a deep dive in it, they're rubbing elbows together. How do we know that? They went to a baseball game. Some of these guys are talking amongst each other and so on. So they're trying to solve data democratization. Some of you guys have pointed out that when it comes to that specifically, data is the digital oil. Combine that with an economy that's looking to try to turn things around, right? And Jasmy is part of that particular mix with their, with blockchain technology. I'm looking at it from perspective of, at these prices, as you guys know, we're so close to bottom. We have touched bottom before. Jasmy, for a lot of people, this is why Jasmy trends. They look at it, it's a great risk to reward opportunity. So that's the way I look at it. Combine that with the circulating supply. It was at 95% by the end of the year. It looks like it's going to be 100% will be released. And then on top of that, guys, how about this? Shout out to some of you guys that watched my latest video. 100%. I should say 100%. So everything that's that was released to the circulating supply. So we'll have 100% by the end of the year, and on top of that, deflationary. So those factors are really something else. Because some people point out, like, look, Max, you don't understand. In order for us to get back to like $5 per Jasmy, we would have to have like over 260 billion market cap. Okay, I get that, but you also got to keep in mind we didn't have the factors of this becoming deflationary with that supply like how it was before. Totally different numbers and so on. So all these factors combined, partnerships and a whole entire country being able to have access to the pairings, right? USDT, Circle, and so on. That is so huge in itself. And then, so for people who are complaining about like, I don't like seeing the pullbacks or sideways action and so on. It's not too bad, because if you have all these new people coming in and then combine that with what's going to happen with, was it late June roughly, with the unbanning of the stable coins, there's just so much bullish news in regards to Jasmy. It's just like, why wouldn't more and more people not want to at least take that chance? And I think that's what's going on. People are taking that chance on Jasmy. And who are the main people flooding Jasmy right now? The main people are flooding Jasmy are those people who bought in at Jasmy at the top of the mountain at $5. But that could be applied to anything. It could be applied to Ethereum at 4,500, Bitcoin at 69K, you name it. All right. Bill B. Ricky says, get a Cash App from him. Okay. Tim Shea says, hey, Lin Lei, and everybody's welcoming each other. Thanks again for the $10 super chat. Bobby Lorette says, my HBAR is not showing up in my Decent either. There's a notice on Decent saying something about updating smart contracts, and that's why it's not showing up. Okay, good point. Let's go further down. Bobby, someone else mentioned that to me earlier. Someone Photo is reporting that actor Robert Blake of Beretta has passed away. I know there was a time a lot of things was controversial with him and so on. Won't get into that, but yeah, RIP to him. My dad actually, when he was younger in his 40s, looked almost like a spitting image of Robert Blake. It's crazy. A lot of people used to mention that, so I had to let my dad know about that because he knows about Robert Blake as well. Thank you for reporting that, Summer Flood. Bobby Loretti says, open your wallet and go to the settings, and there's a notice that's explaining what's going on. Very cool. Thanks for reporting that. Don't go to bed with no price on your head. And me, myself, and I states, drop that HBAR price 2 cents, please. Yes, I agree. I mean, at 2 cents, that's even more attractive than XDC. And then don't roll the dice if you can't pay the price. Very good point, Somo. He's looking to back up the freaking truck. A lot of us are. A lot of us totally are. All right. So Mr. Lambo says he'll hold HBAR with no worries in the world. Same here. I want to welcome Grizzly Bear Greg. I haven't seen you in a few days, but glad to have you back. Maybe it's a week. I don't know. Whatever the case, but you don't have to watch this every day. Good to see you, Grizzly Bear Greg. Wayne Side says, SoCal in the house. Sir, up, dude. All right. So let's get back into the particular news. I'm going to welcome Kiwi Matt real quick, though. Justin Mac Moon still has some HBAR, so no worries. And let's see here. All right, well, welcome. Miguel posts his USTC wallet address. My thing is this, the reason why I won't post that publicly is because I don't want anything like sinister. Sometimes posting addresses, some people can just do some crazy things. So nonetheless, if you want that, I could definitely send you a DM with the info and we'll go from there. But yeah, all right. So let's see here. I will read this part real quick. Lionel Richie, yeah. All right. How about this? Pulse Trump's coin rewards and Volt Inu BEP20. Same time at least looks better than Phantom. You and Larry warned us. It does look a lot better than Phantom. I mean, you're talking about Phantom with a P, not the good one with an F. All right. So yeah, I just want to welcome Pulse Trump and also Calvin. Good to see you. All right, let's get back into the news. We're going to talk about some of the recent things that happened today in regards to crypto in general. So here it was originally. This one is more of a recent post, basically about an hour ago. So as we know, Bitcoin slumps, or I should say slips under 20K amid Biden budget. Silvergate collapses. It says 18 minutes ago, but in reality, it's probably about an hour ago now. The price of Bitcoin briefly slipped under 20K on March 10th, although at time of writing, see, it says March 10th because of the time difference. Although time of writing was hovering above that level. So, let's get more into this. This is, of course, according to the data from CMC, Bitcoin had a stellar start, no pun intended, to 2023, but fell as much as 5% in an hour, which is significant for Bitcoin, right? It'd be significant for Quant, right? So anything with that high of market cap or those particular prices, those things are significant. So it fell as much as 5% an hour on March 3rd amid uncertainty, of course, in Silvergate. Shout out to Crypto Smith originally reporting as well. The price didn't appear to have been able to lift since the announcement that Silvergate Bank, one of the key banks in the United States that services crypto firms, had entered into a voluntary, not involuntary, liquidation on March 8th, has emerged as a possible strong headwind for the crypto industry. Meanwhile, a supplementary budget explainer paper on March 9th revealed that United States crypto miners could eventually be subject to a 30% tax on electricity costs under a Biden budget proposal that aims to reduce mining activity. I want to state this. So I haven't been able to verify it. Some people said it's fake news. I don't know. But I did see yesterday about the whole thing about Biden stating that he wants to raise capital gains from 20 to, was it 40%? So I have to get that verified. I don't like to report on things that are not, 100% accurate. But if that is true, combine that with going with this as well. It's like, come on, right? And I understand, it's all part of the green initiative. And it just makes that much more demand for the likes of, Hedera, Algo, and so on. But at the same time, I want to throw this out, right? And we've mentioned this since last summer. I always mention last summer because we've been consistent with this. Whenever you see these particular statements, right, where 30% tax on electricity, right, and crypto miners eventually could be subject to just that, a big whopping tax of 30%. Look to other particular projects in crypto, Raven Coin, for instance, some of these other ones where you don't have to have an ASIC miner to get the job done. I'm just going to throw that out because what happens is you could see some nice gains on those particular ones. And we've seen it consistently happen since last summer. Raven Coin, there's a few others out there and so on. Maybe I meant to do a deep dive in regards to this. I said I would, I never did. I do apologize in regards to that. And that is reserved rights, right? So, I mean, there's all sorts of different projects out there as an alternate method of the traditional mining, is my point. When it comes to mining, that is an industry that represents about 10 million users. Users will jump ship. They don't go down with the ship. This whole philosophy that miners go down with their ship, they do not. They look for other opportunities out there. So I want to throw that out there. On top of that, here is this particular one from, as Larry would say, the old man who comes rolling out of the cave. We almost have about 50 people here. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate it, just to kind of get this out, broadcast out to more and more people out there. But anyway, yeah, we want to talk about the old man coming out of the cave, as Larry would say. So here it is, straight from Watcher Guru. It says just in. Actually, that was on the 8th. But again, it's in relation to our particular outline of ISO 222. Sometimes it's important to watch some of the particular interviews. Yeah, they get boring. A lot of times people don't want to watch C-SPAN. I get it. But, look what it says. Powell says specifically on the 8th, we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon. Now, we do understand what he said in regards to, his stance on CBDCs, but it does make you wonder, this whole concept of these guys behind the scenes already know. They already talked about it. They know what's coming up, right? So when you hear the talks about, an increase in basis points, is it giving a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance for some of these guys, whether it's Wall Street and so on, to buy more? I don't know, but it does make you think, what the heck is going on? Let's play this 20 seconds. We'll be right back.
A CBDC, I think you're asking whether a CBDC would serve some of that, but a CBDC is going to be years in the evaluation. And, I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly. And I think we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon. And so that's a good thing. A CBDC, I think you're asking what.
Think about what he said. We're going to have real-time payments in this country very, very soon. And that's a good thing. Cypherium, Ripple's XRP, right? stellar lumens. Can we go on and on and on? And then combine that with these particular statements, and then understand that ISO 222 launch March 20th. Some of you guys have felt as though, well, reality is the 22nd. Okay, let's say it is the 22nd. My God, if it is the 22nd, I mean, what are we looking at, guys? Less than 2 weeks away. It's really, really something else. All right, I want to get more into this, and I want to show you guys this particular one. Shout out to this guy. We have, retweeted some of his ones out there and so on. So he says ISO 222 goes live in 2 weeks. I just said that. And these are the ISO compliant tokens. There are, it's a few of them. It's not all of them. Listen to this. This is 2 minutes and 17 seconds, but he does a very good job of pointing some of this out. Thank you for being here tonight. Smash that like button. And if anything, type any questions, comments you have. We'll try to get to them. Here we go.
Somebody says XDC versus IOTA, which is Internet of Things. You see this right here? This website is called ISO 20022.org. In less than 15 days or so, this is going into effect. This is a single standardization approach, methodology, a process, a repository to be used by, look at that word right there. Let's play Scrabble for a minute. By most financial standard initiatives. Nope. By many financial standard initiatives. Nope. I need another for some financial. No. It's 3-letter word. All financial standard initiatives. This is going live next month. And it is something that will be used by all financial standard initiatives. You got me on that one, right? Let me help you out with something else. Now that you have that under your hat, let me give you something else to put in your hat. Check me now. Check it out. ISO 20022 cryptos. The following cryptocurrencies are compliant as of this writing with ISO 20022. Stellar Lumen's XLM, Hedera's HBAR, Internet of Things. That's the one you're asking me about. XDC network. You asked me about that. Ripple's XRP, Algorand, right? The Hyperledger system, and Quant and its Overledger system, right? These coins are ISO 20022 compliant. They're going to help move the world's money around. And your question to me is, which one? This one or this one? Sir, I own all of these, and I am not picking and playing games about this one or that one. I own all of them. They're going to move the world's money. What you do with that information is up to you. I want to remind you, Quant sits right here because it has an Overledger operating system, and it is connected to XDC, Algorand, Internet of Things, Hedera Hashgraph, Stellar Lumen's XLM, and Ripple's XRP. I am not about to choose between XDC and IOTA. They are both ISO 20022 compliant. I own all of them.
All right. So I thought it was well put together. I'm sure Crypto Be Well, there will be like, well, he's a freaking idiot. He's got that chart up there. No, it's not about that. I still would have shared it. It's good, useful information. All right. We're going to kick it into a little bit more of our outline. We have Mike Cornwell share this, I think, yesterday or the day before. He tagged me on this. Yesterday was, of course, the game show, and that's fine. So here it is. And look at this. It says, Alipay partner Tranglo integrates Ripple's cross-border payments. And why am I mentioning this? Well, again, part of the particular outline, right? Understanding what's going on with all these different payment providers and which ones, are going to be part of the massive wave coming here soon. But anyway, check this out. Of course, it was written originally on the 24th of January 2020, but it still pounds home what's happening here recently. So it says Ali partner Tranglo, a Malaysian cross-border payment solution, has announced a collaboration with Ripple for the latter's remittance infrastructure, RippleNet. Tranglo began implementing Ripple's cross-border payments technology, which would have been, I guess, November of 2019, technically speaking, according to his project manager, Estero. The fintech is known for its cross-border payments application program interface API, which integrates with 18 countries, including China, India, Singapore, and Rafael Santos' Philippines. Now, why would we want to mention some of this? Well, the reason for it is because you got to have a blast from the past to realize what's coming here soon. 2 weeks from now, we're going to see the start of this being implemented. All right. The next one we'll have is Quant for a particular news outline. Thank you again for joining us here tonight. Please smash that like button if you haven't done so already. I'm going to read this comment from me, myself, and I. Shout out to De La Soul. Republicans ain't letting Biden raise capital gains that much, and thank God for that. Well, then that's good news, because I mean, this whole talk of 20 to 40% is very discouraging for, you know, anybody who is just an entrepreneur. I majored, or I should say, I have an MBA, but my emphasis on my MBA was entrepreneurship, you know, and when I see things like that, it just makes me beyond upset. All right. Try not to turn things political, but that is just so upsetting. It's like, come on, man, you're going to double the capital gains. I'm not really a big fan of capital gains to begin with. Who is? All right. The Crypto Smith says, tough day for the markets, better days ahead. Family, don't get shaken out. That was at 8:17. How far behind am I? Not too far behind. That's not too bad. Good to see Crypto Smith in the house. Yesterday's contestant winner, of course, the audience winner was Tim Shea. Had a feeling that you two were going to be the top two, but yeah, check us out next Wednesday as well for Cryptivia. Hopefully, we'll have Daniel Gayton next time around. I got a feeling Daniel will probably really bring the heat. All right, River says, thumbs up to Crypto Smith, 25 to 50 with the basis points. I was asked this yesterday. I went with 25. I'm going to have to reevaluate that. Maybe I'll go with 50. I don't know. I have to kind of get more into that. But thank you for that Wayne side. Cheers up, man. Blackwood says, on tonight's discount menu, this is a good one. Yes. On tonight's discount menu, over roasted XRP with savory quant sauce. Wallet is empty, bags are full. Yes, thank you very much. And Michael Montclair is here. Says, hey, all. Man, I got to say something, man. You know, your Zara, very beautiful fiance you got there, man. So props to you, man. I can see. I would totally showcase that as well. I can't blame you. All right. Good to have you here, Michael. Stump Rider's here. Stump Rider says, hey, CTN fam. Booyah shaka. Right back at you. Did I skip Paula? Paula's in the house. Did I skip her? Huh. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't see her. Well, I want to welcome Paula. Paula, if you're in the house, welcome. And let's see here. Wayne says long term, 1 year or more. Okay. She's blushing. Well, that's cool. And not only that, I mean, with your talents to be able to sing, I mean, who wouldn't fall in love with the singing of Michael Montclair? You know, originally we wanted to do the whole thing of that Miami event and doing like a CTN crypto convention. Might not happen by next summer, but you know, at some point with some of our goals with what we have for 2024, 2025 guys, so I'm having some kind of connection is unstable. That's weird. That's what Larry gets. So hopefully I'm not having that bad of a connection. But anyway, I was gonna say in the future, I mean, we could totally make some of that happen and so on. But we were talking like, how cool would it be for the live music to have, you know, Mr. Michael Montclair himself, you know, up in the mix. So with that said, this is a perfect segue for not only giving a plug for his site, but for Michael Montclair. So if you go to ctnnetwork.net, all right, and you go click on creators. By the way, this is free, doesn't cost anything. You can sign up with your email, or if you're like, man, I'm gonna go the lazy route. I'm gonna go Garfield eating lasagna 1988 route. I just want to go there and just plug in my Google account or my Facebook. I don't want to do jack diddly squat. You can do that too. And so you just go to creators, boom, you click on that. And when you do that, you're going to notice, specifically speaking, this thing would load up. I had to double click on it. Go all the way to the bottom. On the bottom right corner is Mr. Michael Montclair. And you can click on his particular channel. Guess what happens? It takes you to Michael Montclair's CT or I should say CTN, a link from CTN to his YouTube, and let's click on one of his videos. And if anything, let's see here. Let's listen to Pontevedra by the Sea from the great Michael Montclair. Here we go.
Pontevedra by the.
Real quick though, give this guy a sub, guys. This is a quick commercial break for the great Michael Montclair.
Pontevedra by the sea. Pontevedra by the sea. Such a lovely place to be. Pontevedra by the sea. Let's take a Vespa down siesta. We'll see the sights and the sounds. Lovely flowers and April showers. No, they never let me down. Let's make love on a sailboat in its Mediterranean splendor, weary and carefree, and Pontevedra by the sea. We'll walk hand in hand down the avenues. Then we'll head down to every cafe in town. Falling in love is so easy, you see. And Pontevedra by the sea. Take my hand on this romantic getaway plan, and this little charming spot in Spain. Such a miracle came to me in lovely Pontevedra by the sea. Take my hand, romance is calling, in this charming spot in Spain. Love will always remain for you and me in lovely Pontevedra by the sea. You and me by the sea. Pontevedra by the sea.
That was the one and only, the great Michael Montclair. I'm very proud to say that he's part of our community. We always appreciate you, man. Give him a sub for crying out loud. I have subbed to him on CTN. I subbed to him on Maximus Crypto and DPG Maximus. So, yes, give him a sub. All right. I want to welcome Paula Rose. Says, hello, Max. Good to have you here tonight, Paula. Thank you so much. I saw that we ticked up over 50 at one point. That was cool. Smash that like if you haven't done so. We do have more news outlined for you guys tonight. So if you just connected and you're wondering, has Max covered Quant? I haven't covered Quant yet. We're going to get into that. Paula Rose states, hello to Tim. Zarkin Fruid. Mr. Zarkin Fruid. IRA equals no tax thoughts. Well, here's the thing. If you're obviously connected to a crypto show. So are you aware of iTrust Capital? No, I'm not trying to get you to sign up on iTrust Capital, click on our link and all that stuff. But you guys probably have heard about this for a while. So iTrust Capital, like it says, no, we're not paid by them. I'll just throw this out there. Invest in crypto, gold, and silver using your IRA, right? IRA. Buy and sell crypto and precious metals 24/7 in tax advantages with IRAs. Transfer your existing IRA or start a new one. Roll over your 401k, TSP, 403b, and 4557 and more. If you're wondering how this specifically works, let's get into that for just a brief moment. And here it says, you know, they have a team to assist with the onboarding process. But yeah, they have all this whole thing about how to open one. I want to play this real quick because, you know, in the past we mentioned this, but we never really got into it. So I'm going to play this thing about getting started just real quick. It's only a minute. So it's not like it's really long. So here we go. And we'll play it.
Welcome to iTrust Capital. Setting up an iTrust Capital account is easy. From our homepage, itrustcapital.com, you'll click Create Account. Fill in the information indicated and again click Create Account. You'll receive an email that you'll need to open and click through to confirm your email address. This is where you'll always log in to view and invest 24/7, 365. You'll find the Start Your Application button at the top of your screen. Start filling in the data wizard with your personal information. Now, choose the type of IRA that you want to open and how you'll fund it. Enter your beneficiaries. This is who would inherit your IRA upon your passing. You must have at least one primary beneficiary. Your application is now submitted and your initial funding event has been created. If you're doing more than one funding event or want to add funds in the future, click Contribute. Your application is now being processed. Keep an eye on your inbox for emails from our processing team with any questions while we review your application.
All right. So apparently nobody wanted to hear about the iTrust Capital thing. I was watching the numbers, like 12 people just said, adios, amigo. So geez, okay. I get the picture. Gonna get back into some things. But yes, let's read a few more comments. We'll kick it back into the news. Stay strong and be rewarded in the end. Very good point. Michael Montclair says, thanks. Original composition album out in April. Very cool. April Cornwell. Good to see you, April. She says, beautiful voice. So old school. Yep. Absolutely. And she got the flowers for you. Bobby Lorede digs it. You followed. Thanks for that, April. Wow, sounds amazing. From me, myself, and I. And let's see here. April says that I only have 2 subs, LOL, but I also only have 2 videos, and they're older than most people's socks. Well, at least she has something. And they were just little test videos of monster truck shows. You and Mike do the bah-ha-ha. So that's how I know you guys are related. So anyway. But yeah, let's see here. I go further down. Oh, thanks, GS. That's cute. LOL. Zara said that's so cute. Michael's such a great singer. Yes, he is. All in on a quant or algo. For me, it would be quant. I do hold algo though. If I had to pick one or the other, it's definitely quant. Paula Rose, I really like iTrust. I have been on that platform for a year and a half. Well, cool. Glad to see somebody else has been on it and they could vouch for it. Kevin Cage got me interested in it. This is Paula Rose. And Tim Shea says, nice, Paula. I've been thinking about doing that. Okay. Let me go ahead and highlight that. We're going to kick it back into the news right now. Let me just pull up that particular page. See where I was last at. So we talked a little about the whole thing with ISO 222. Talk a little bit about Alipay partner Tranglo, right, with XRP. Let's get into the quant news. So shout out to this particular guy. We show his particular tweets quite often, actually. So it is San NL11. And look at this. So, you know, global head of CBDC at R3, check. CEO at Quant, right? Gilbert Verdian, check. Partner at SNS, check. Fellow at Cambridge, check. Talking about the future of CBDCs. Now, the reason I want to put out this particular outline is because there's a particular event that's going to happen here soon, and you can attend, for the most part, if I'm not mistaken, this particular event. So the future of finance, it says, when it came to digital money usable on blockchain networks, the choice between central bank money and commercial bank money used to be feeling like it was binary, right? You know, if you know about binary, right? So stable coins and tokenized deposits and e-money were stopgaps pending the introduction of CBDCs. Very true. But as the threat of stable coins that were either global or issued by unregulated non-banks has receded, a more traditional hierarchy of money has asserted itself. CBDCs are likely to become the central bank digital money foundation on which myriad forms of digital commercial bank money will blossom. Now, in regards to that statement, you can join the Future of Finance, which is FOF, along with Ricardo Corriera at R3. We're always talking about R3, especially that bridge to XDC, R3 quarter, right? Gilbert Verdi and Quant is going to be there. Barnabas Reynolds at Sherman and Sterling Limited Liability Partnership, LLP, and even Keith Bear at Cambridge Judge Business School on March 23rd of this month at 2 p.m. UK time. That's very early in the morning, but for some of you guys are having your coffee and crypto, right? You may want to participate. Okay. So, look on Google on the time differences. I guess this won't be too early for you, especially if you're on the East Coast. And, those on the West Coast, that is pretty darn early. But again, check out the time difference with Google. You can register via the link below. And like I said, see you then. And if anything, it's called this particular event, which is the Future of Finance, right? So it'll be interesting to check this out in regards to central bank digital currencies, especially hearing, Gilbert Verdian wanting to attend this particular event. All right, let's get a little bit more into our outline. So there is this, and this is from Just a Tech Guy. We do share his tweets as well. He states, built on Oracle blockchain platform, made interoperable, by Overledger, right? Which is Quant. So listen to this. Blockchain Shipping Network, GSBN Trade, partnered with Shipping Lines, which is COSHP Lines, OOCL for trials, for cargo safety certifications for lithium batteries, chemicals, so on and so forth. Now you may be wondering, okay, I thought that VET was the one that, or Morpheus Network or some of these other ones, just all supply chain. I did a deep dive a long time ago, not too super long ago. I'll show you that real quick. In regards to this specifically, here it is. So a while ago, I had this whole video I did in regards to Quant and supply chain, and I got some criticism. They're like, nah, Quant can't do that. Quant is just, that's all VET, Max. That's just all Morpheus Network, and I'm not against those projects, but to basically state that Quant doesn't have any say in which have something bigger brought to the table in regards to what they do for supply chain, right? With Overledger and so on, with logistics and so on. That is not the case. It's not the case at all. And in this particular deep dive, I went into detail about that. It got a pretty decent reception. Of course, there's always fudders every now and then. I think I almost have it here for you guys, but yeah, it's a particular deep dive in regards to that. I think it shows me like in a longshoreman outfit or something like that. I think I'm pretty close to it. There it is. So if you're wondering about this specific video, it was released 2 months ago. You can quite get 1,000 views, and that's okay. But it's called a Global Supply Chain Management, market size expected to reach 60 billion by 2030. And again, when we talk about the multiple layers of Quant, especially with Overledger, this is another perfect example. So for people saying that, Quant is not solving the chain problem, they definitely are. Let's reiterate this real quick. So let's get back to this. All right. So here's part of that particular outline. And here it is. This was originally reported back on September 2021. But again, it's all about taking a blast to the past to know what's coming up here soon. So Blockchain Shipping Network, GSBN, used Oracle's Ant chain for hosting. All right. And like it says, back then, the Global Shipping Business Network, GSBN, announced its blockchain platform is live with 4 hosting partners after launching its first application in July for cargo release. Nonprofit GSBN is backed by COSCO Shipping Lines, Costco, and ports, Hapag Lloyd, Hutchison Ports, so on and so forth that you see here, and the Shanghai International Port Group, SIPG. As a result from this, it claims that its partners handle one of 3 containers shipped around the world. The network aims to digitalize maritime trade using blockchain. Think about it for a moment, right? So, the overledger connection and so on. But look here, it says Cargo Smart originally developed the technology, but when GSBN incorporated in Hong Kong earlier this year, it announced that the new Hong Kong startup, which is IQAX, would be the technology provider. However, some team members also work for Cargo Smart. As with most blockchain platforms, GSBN blockchain is just one layer in the stack with applications on top of it. What applications be on top of it? Again, you have to draw some of the connections, but there is the Oracle connection. So when we go further down, they even mention, for instance, Hyperledger Fabric. We get further into this. It says for the blockchain layer, the primary hosting partner is Oracle. And you got to understand how huge that is, because Quant has that particular partnership with Oracle. And we have verified numerous times about how Overledger makes a lot of these particular applications and so on with Oracle interoperable. That's the key thing. It goes a little bit more in regards to this. It says with AntChain provides nodes in China. Admittedly, this initially confused us because AntChain has own proprietary blockchain, MyChain. However, AntChain also provides a managed blockchain as a service solution being used in China. But if anything, it is cool to see where you see this being reiterated from Just a Tech Guy, which this is a particular project that was built on Oracle blockchain platform, made interoperable by Overledger. So I just wanted to point that out as well. And then I'm going to go further down into this. So when we talk about the whole thing with the batteries, you see here that, Tesla test blockchain project to speed up shipping process to China. Against more like an update in regards to GSBN shareholders, Costco shipping lines. Let's talk about that for just a brief moment. So we jump into this, and as you can see here, here's this particular update. I'm not going to open up Telegram because I'm not a big fan of it, but Tesla test blockchain project to speed up shipping process to China. And, it gives you this dates all the way back, of course, to April 7th and so on. But, you do see some of these particular updates. I think I lost my camera. Hold on. Gosh dang it. How did I lose my camera? Yeah, I did. Give me just a second. Some technical difficulties. Hold on. This happens every once in a while. I have no idea why it does this, but it does it, and it's super annoying. Oh my gosh, my green screen. Yeah, hold on. That is so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It just kind of like freaked out completely. There we go. You're like, oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, it's not real. All right, let me get back into this real quick. So the reason why I want to also point out some of these things is because it's really significant. It's nice to see these particular updates. Whether you're into some of this and whatnot, that's not the thing. The main key thing is understanding how this speeds up the shipping process. The project sped up the release of sea way bills. Truckers are able to pick up cargo from terminal faster. It helps with shippers meet delivery windows and ensure that the service quality and customer commitments are met. And again, think about it. If you have Overledger part of the whole particular mix of getting things done, that is crucial, right? You need to have things where you can scale and so on, but this whole philosophy that it's only vet or like Morpheus Network and so on to supply or solve supply chain issues, I just don't think that's the case. I do think those are two great projects as well, but I just remember a while back people stating that no, there's no quant connection and so on. Yes, there definitely is. All right, I'm gonna go further down into the comments. I want to welcome Rippler Prepper. I've been with iTrust since 2020. Very cool. Sorry, fat fingers. iTrust. Yeah, we know you, man. It's okay. Yeah, thanks for being here, Riplar. Thanks for also being here last night. That was pretty cool. Me is here, says, what's up? Good to have you here, me. Paula Rose says, great, Tim. If you have any questions, happy to answer it. She could give you a referral. Very cool. Kirk Angel 525 says, hello, Mad Max and Quant Mafia. Glad to have you here. What if fat fingers don't understand the term? It's when you basically text and it goes over on the other letter and it does a typo. That's the quick gist. But at least I was nice about it, right? Well, at least I wasn't like, Google it, noob. And then you've been like, well, what's a noob? Anyway, Plan for Zen says buy Quant right now on Coinbase all in. Okay, very cool. I don't have mine on Coinbase. I'm not a big fan of Coinbase anymore. I have mine on, or I should say have mine on. I get mine off of KuCoin. All right. Let's go further down. Me, myself, and I says Quant goal is 500 before the end of the year. About an hour and 35 minutes into the show, but we still have quite a bit left on the outline. The news for tonight. Quant goal is 500 before the end of the year. Wow, man. And here I am just trying to make 20. So you must have came into Quant very, very, very early, if that's the case. So, man, shout out to you, man. You want to talk about the generational wealth. Shout out to me, myself, and I. My God, 500 before the end of the year. I mean, if you believe that Quant is going to go to at least 100K, let's start off there. A lot of us feel as though that's going to happen. So I'm just trying to do some scenarios. I mean, man, that's crazy, man. Like 50 million. I know that's basic math, but like, I don't know. How about this? We'll be at it. What's it? Some people like a 20, 30, $1 million coin, possibly. I mean, that's just nuts, man. Like you'd be like, with all your other assets, you'd probably be like a billionaire, right? Yeah, like a freaking billionaire. $500 million just right off of Quant alone. You're in Cypherium. You're into some other projects. Yeah, man. Looks like you're looking to become a billionaire. So which NBA franchise are you looking to become a minority owner in, right? Or whatever you're trying to do. Anyway. All right. Quant is the Bitcoin you missed. Yes. Can Quant go to 500 billion market cap, bro? Yes, absolutely. I feel as though that I'm not the only one who feels like this. So, if Bitcoin was able to go to 69K, all right, with no utility, then there's Quant with probably more layers of utility of anything out there. That's just my opinion, but I'm not the only one that feels that way. So multiple layers of utility through Overledger, right? Making 100 plus blockchains interoperable with support of SDK, right? Software development kits. And last I checked, 15 plus. So you're doing that. And then there's Bitcoin, which is not doing any of that, not being even spoken about when it comes to payment rails, not being spoken about when it comes to, central banks, right, for the payment rails and so on. That's not even part of the equation. So it's not part of the equation. Bitcoin was able to do that and get up to 69K. Then what about Quant? Yeah, exactly. All right. Me, myself, and I says, I think so, especially if it does everything it says it will do. GS says waiting for sub 100 Quant to get some. Yeah, I think that's the next step for a lot of people right now. When we're looking at Quant as we speak, and I'm just double checking it. It just dipped down below 110. Maybe let's just share that real quick. Yeah, it's below 110. So it could very well. I don't know what the new support is for it right now. I don't even know if there is. Technically speaking, we haven't given this thing 24 hours since the doom and gloom, right? People who do technical analysis, they base things off of trend lines and so on. So if you have a certain person that you watch for that info, obviously it's not us, take a look into it. And if it shows support for that, like within the next few days, even at this price, I'd be willing to throw like, I don't know, $300 to $500 into some more Quant, and get closer to my goal of 20, but 500 Quant, man, me, myself, and I, man, respect, man, Dang, that's awesome. All right. Let's see here. Did my gummies just get kicked in, or did Max disappear? No, I disappeared. It's my camera. So a lot of times when there's software updates, boom, it rugs my connection. It's super annoying. But good thing it plays in my ear, like it makes a sound that I'm disconnected. So I'm like looking at, because earlier before the show, the reason why we had delays because my keyboard was doing that same thing. It's like a short in it. And then next thing I know, I was looking at my camera and the green light, which lets me know I'm on air, went offline. So I was like, man, combined with me and Waddy and so on, it's like technical problems. All right. So me, myself, and I says Quant is the king of crypto after Bitcoin, of course. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Prayers, BSV looking good right now. Yeah, we can talk about BSV for a bit, even though Mr. Cool Cat's not here. Shout out to him. I guess he really missed out tonight, huh? Anyway, I believe this is down to what, $35 now? Oh, below that. Jeez. So BSV, all right. So he has stated in a comment that he feels as though at some point, watch out when the masses find out that this is the real Bitcoin, right? 100,000 TPS, similar thing with the circulating supply and so on, right? 92% of the circulating supply, 19,266,000 BSV. But yeah, I thought it was a big deal when it was below 40. This is at 33.50. So, I mean, he felt as though like it could go up to 69K just like the other one. I mean, that's how he feels and so on. I don't know if it's going to do that, but I mean, even if it did only like 10,000, I mean, that'd be huge. So I don't know. I'm not telling you guys to get into this, but I mean, it still has a pretty high ranking, top 100, 65th overall. Anyway, I point that out as well. Let's get some more comments and then we'll kick it back into the news. Yeah, I got hacked. I got hacked by the same group that's trying to hack HBAR. They're trying to take my HBAR away from me. They're trying to take away my freaking HBAR. Shame on them. But yeah, Plan for Zen. I want to welcome you again. Consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are and what you're about and how you're planning for Zen. All right. Blackwood says, as ISO and regulatory clarity comes together, Bitcoin days as leader of the pack, remember that song, are numbered. Very good point. All right, let's get back into the news. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. And let's see. I'm gonna welcome Will Houchins real quick. Hey, Will, good to have you here. He says, me, myself, and I ate a gummy because this price action blows. Yeah. Well, great buying opportunities though. But maybe you guys are getting tired of that. Maybe you guys are like, man, I need like super massive bull run and just forget about it, right? Max, what's your thoughts on Songbird? I don't have no thoughts on Songbird. I'm aware of it. I'm totally aware of it, just like I'm aware of, for instance, Stronghold and some of the other ones, right? Like, Stronghold's built on Stellar. I just don't have an opinion. I don't like to give opinions on things I don't know fully about. I like to take more of my own deep dive and give perspective because, I mean, I'm going to look like a fool and talk about something that I don't know nothing about. Just like that one from earlier. Was it PRQ somebody mentioned? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that as a bookmark. Let's get more into the news we have. So we talked about Quant, obviously, which is good. Now let's get into some breaking news. And on this particular outline, it's going to take a little bit longer, but man, if you're just connecting, this one is so worth tuning in for. So breaking news, and this is actually not breaking as in today. It was, well, it is today's the 9th still, technically. I keep thinking, because here's the thing, I get news from outlets that are like overseas, for instance. And with that said, it's like the 10th over there. So I guess you say it's breaking. All right. So shout out to King Solomon. Great name. I am following him. He's got 114,000 followers, right? So he's sponsored by the XX network. Somebody the other night, I think it was Tim Shea, was saying take more of a look into it. I will. But yeah, sponsored by the XX network. Support him on Patreon if you want to. He also covers XRP, HBAR, Quant, Casper, Constellation, DAG, and Energy Web Token. All right, so look at here. It says XRP, XLM, DeFi, probably nothing. Now listen to this. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, just released a document regarding a global settlement marketplace for tokenized assets with the 3 potential options for platforms. This is one in which we'll pause it in a few particular areas to go back in the comments. So kind of similar to the utility talk now that happened on Monday, a similar thing, not as long, obviously. This is really something that I felt as though, wow, we really need to pay attention to this. Shout out to this particular content creator for providing it. So we'll get into that. Let's go ahead and start this right now. And let's see here. It's a total of about 12 minutes. So like we'll do like maybe 5 or 6, do some comments and come back. Here we go. I'm telling you flat out, if you're just connecting, man, perfect time to connect because you're definitely going to want to hear this. Here we go.
What is up, everybody? Solomon here. Every once in a while you stumble across a ridiculous document, and this is going to be one of those videos. I'm not sure if anybody found this yet. This probably came out over the past few days here. It's not one of the things, or at least I don't believe through the IMF, that you can download or go to their site and find. Maybe it is, but that's not how I found it. So targeted search is on Google. So I had to actually download this document, but this just came out over the past few days, directly mentioning XRP and the XRPL. This is pretty gigantic. It also mentions Stellar as a potential option, but all right, I'm going to get through this. I'm not going to read this entire document here, but this is pretty massive. So there's 38 pages within this document. This is a document entitled Trust, Bridges, and Money Flows. Now, if you've been paying attention over the past week or two, there was some narratives coming out from the Bank for International Settlements and the IMF about kind of a common marketplace or this kind of global marketplace surrounding CBDCs and stuff like that. This, I think, is an extension of that. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt. But Trust, Bridges, and Money Flows, a digital marketplace to improve cross-border payments. Of note within this are the authors. So here you've got prepared by Tobias Adrian, Rodney Garrett, Dong Hae, and Tommaso Grafoli. These are individuals that are either at the IMF or at the Bank for International Settlements. Now, these are fintech notes offering practical advice from the International Monetary Fund's staff members to policymakers on important issues. These views are expressed in the fintech notes are of those by the authors and don't necessarily represent the views of the International Monetary Fund, the Executive Board, or the International Monetary Fund's management. But make no mistake about it, these individuals do look like they are employed by the International Monetary Fund. We know Tobias is, which I'll show you in a second here. All right, things of note within this before we get into the XRP. Stellar mentions, this is pretty massive again, cross-border payments are expensive, slow, and opaque. These problems reflect multiple frictions, many of which boil down to limited trust among counterparties. Trust plays a central role in exchanging credit-based money. End users need to trust the issuers of money, and issuers must trust users to satisfy financial integrity requirements. Transactions are possible only where trust links exist. Interoperability between different forms of money can thus be conceptualized as the network of trusted links necessary for transactions. Traditionally, across borders, trust links involve exclusive bilateral credit relationships among corresponding banks. However, the fixed costs required to build these links foster an expensive and concentrated system. This paper interprets different payment arrangements in terms of the implied trust structures, discusses how the tokenization of money alters trust links, and allows for a potentially more efficient market structure to exchange money. The paper ends with a suggested global marketplace to trade tokenized money directly across borders. They give 3 suggestions. One essentially is XRP and the XRPL. The other one would be Stellar, XLM, and the other is potentially integrating DeFi aspects, which you'll see here in a second. So let me go ahead. You can see the glossary here that has XRP, but let me go up to this. So this is a cross-country marketplace model with tokenized money. One possible model to enhance cross-border payments is to establish a marketplace on a digital platform to trade tokenized money across borders. For the purposes of exposition, the proposal can be divided into 2 parts: interoperability and foreign exchange. The interoperability part entails transferring money to a recipient initially on a different trust network and can be illustrated in a domestic or cross-border context. The foreign exchange part is instead unique to the cross-border context, as it entails exchanging one currency for another before transferring it to the final recipient. You can get down in here. It's talking about a new model being needed, dubbed the multi-ownership model, finding its roots in the basic property discussed earlier, that tokenized money is no longer an exclusive bilateral relationship. Simply put, person J can receive money from person I in the form of A coins. Moreover, to the extent that person J trusts those coins to satisfy the redemption criteria, or more simply, that his or her gateway trusts those coins, person J should be indifferent to holding either A or B coins, and so the transaction should be able to go through. Now they get into different models within this, so extensions and further considerations. First, let me read this because I know a lot of this kind of verbiage might be boring, but it's talking about 3 models arising for this kind of global marketplace. The first model would be a private settlement asset and marketplace, such as Ripple's XRP. Or the second model would be an open source marketplace, such as the Stellar Foundations. Now, we do know, obviously, that the XRPL is open source, but I'm not going to argue with this. I'm just going to present what's in here. So the first model, a private settlement asset and marketplace, such as XRP, the XRPL. The second would be an open source marketplace, such as the Stellar Foundations. And more recently, the third model would be DeFi networks and a marketplace and settlement asset based on unbacked crypto assets, such as Strike, which leverages Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. However, a public solution, potentially run by a regulated private entity, has key advantages such as tackling the coordination problem around centralizing participation and liquidity provision, offering clear and trusted governance and operational stability, providing full compatibility with financial integrity standards. So they are giving somewhat caveats within this, but they're talking about 3 of the models, one definitively being XRP, the second definitively being XLM, and the third being DeFi.
All right, we're definitely going to get more into this. I think this is pretty good stuff to have, get more into, right? He has a great outline. Very interesting. We're going to get into the rest of that in a bit. Kirk Angel says, have you looked into Flux? Yes, we did a intro into it on the live show. And Tim Shea actually originally introduced it to us and so on. I think it's a solid project, to be honest. It is on my list of ones to potentially get into. I have to see some of the particular prices on it as of recently with all the pullback of the crash and so on. But yeah, I mean, comparing that to like Amazon Web Services, Google, and so on, there is no comparison, right? The price definitely sells it 100%. But yeah, I think it's a great project. Will Halshins says, what's up to Tim? Let's see here. Nexera is great. You want to talk about the way to go about a V2 is definitely how Alliance Block went about Nexera. So, I finally got my Nexera airdrop. It finally has a token value and so on. Some people don't have that quite yet. But, again, you're seeing more and more reports of people are getting that token value and so on. I haven't heard about the one in regards to Uphold. I'd like to hear somebody let us know if it shows a value yet. But yeah, with my KuCoin, it does show the value. All right, so let's go further down. River says he support for Quant is 100 and then 86. My God, I saw some TA on it earlier. Oh boy. Jeez, guys. I mean, wow. Okay. If it's 86, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I see that'd be crazy. Because I mean, I originally came into Quant, so I didn't buy it right at 40, 45 like some of you guys did when we originally introduced it. So I was still getting into like other projects. I think at that time I was like still going way after like Luna Classic. I'm not flooding Luna Classic, but I was like just looking to take advantage of that. So I think the lowest I ever was for Quant was like maybe 90, something like that. So if it went to that, yeah, I would have to definitely load up on some Quant. All right, me, myself, and I, says King Solomon, my buddy. Yeah, he's got great content. All right, let's get back into this particular outline from King Solomon. Pretty interesting stuff. So we'll just jump right back into it. Here we go.
Now, this is where they get into extensions and further considerations. They talk about CBDCs. So first, the marketplace model is agnostic about which types of coins are traded. Second, the marketplace model is equally agnostic about which currencies are traded. Third, and related, liquidity in the foreign exchange market is a key factor of success. Fourth, foreign exchange trading in the marketplace must not fragment foreign exchange markets globally. Fifth, an important question is to who builds and operates such a marketplace and which roles will govern it. And here's the three models again. Again, guys, I'll let you guys read through this. I'll post the download link for this document, but I thought it was pretty massive. Obviously, you can also see within the glossary here, you can see XRP mentioned. Of note within this is one of the authors of that paper from the IMF. He is a financial counselor and director at the IMF. This is Status posting this from back in 2020. I'll play this briefly for you guys to give you additional context.
And, you know, a large part of the population in the world doesn't have access to bank accounts. And even if it does have access to bank accounts, those are extremely expensive. It's expensive to make payments, wirements, international payments. So I think one of the big motivations for this new technology, right, because Agustin is asking why, is that there's huge financial exclusion, and these technologies have proven to increase financial inclusion enormously. So I think you have to look broadly around the world. I think this is one motivation, and I think the Ripple example is one example. You know, and Norman has talked about that. Is that international payments are very expensive, and the structure is not very well built.
There you guys go. Trust bridges and money flows. This is talking about a global marketplace for tokenization, a digital marketplace to improve cross-border payments. And, you know, directly within this, you have three models arising from this cross-country marketplace with tokenized money, one of which being XRP that they give. And they're literally saying a private settlement asset and marketplace such as XRP or the XRPL. The second model, an open source marketplace such as Stellar Foundations or more recently DeFi. So, you know, you think about the International Monetary Fund, you think about the authors, so IMF and Bank for International Settlements within this, you know, a lot of people don't, you know, realize where this space is headed. They are going to tokenize, you know, pretty much all the money. It'll be interesting to watch which platforms, ledgers, you know, can interact with that tokenization aspect. And right within the IMF's document here, FinTech Notes, you can see that they give three examples. So I thought it was pretty huge. On the back end of this, you see Swift successfully testing, I think, 5,000 CBDC transactions, but between the R3 Corda ecosystem and Quorum. Obviously, there's going to be more testing, connecting digital islands, et cetera, et cetera. We did also see Hedera yesterday pass 5 billion mainnet transactions. I should say of note, it looks like there are some issues with some of the smart contract aspects or irregularities going on.
And of course, we reported in regards to the whole thing with Hedera. But, you know, his outline is pretty good. You know, and I also want to mention this, a little bit of a reiteration. So that specific part where he talks about the Bank of International Settlements and so on, right? So, you know, we obviously were able to connect the dots. We were able to understand that, you know, Ripple's a big player there. There's Stellar and so on. Some of the recent news that's been reported in regards to Cypherium, you know, I get it. I got into Cypherium, right? Because the way I look at it was like the whole thing with FedNow is big and so on. But I saw some reports of, you know, some people like selling like 90% of their XRP and converting it to Cypherium and so on. When you see something posted by King Solomon, like right there on that particular outline, that just, you know, in my opinion, proves that much more that it's not about, you know, one controlling or, you know, or being on an exclusive rail, I should say, for, you know, like Ripple. It's just all Ripple or, you know, Stellar, Cypherium and so on. I think a lot of these guys are going to be part of it all. You know what I mean? So the Bank of International Settlements recognizing, for instance, Ripple's technology and so on, I don't think they're going to be all in on just one specific one. And I think King Solomon did a great job of specifically mentioning that on that particular outline. So, all right, I want to go further down. And let's see here. Used Uphold and bought some XRP. Tried transferring as was asked about my income, salary, blood type, who I be effing. Wow. Sold XRP and sent money right the F back into my account. No thanks. Yeah. Yeah, that's beyond KYC. That's like what you mentioned. Wants to know who you've been, Yeah, I was wondering why XXI was saying, what? Good to see you, Mr. XXI. Blackwood says, I don't know what that was, but I'm not playing that game. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play that game either. Huh. Well, that's, originally I heard good things about Uphold, and now I don't know what to think. So, interesting. Blackwood, people either feel like you or say, the heck was that? Excuse me. Feel like you or say great things about Uphold. Doesn't seem to be a middle ground. I don't even try it. I won't even try it. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. So that's not good for them. All right. Let's get back into some more of the news that we have for you. So, again, shout out to King Solomon. Great outline. Let's get into some of the stellar news we have for you. Some people may feel as though that really covered part of it, but it doesn't. So let's see here. All right. Shout out to Mr. Bronder. It says inside the product protocol chapter 2, Lumen Swap LSP from the XLM DeFi. Excuse me. Hey, Crypto Fam, he says, have you heard about Lumen Swap? Well, yes, we have heard about Lumen Swap. You guys talk about it. We briefly mention it here and there. It is one of the standout ones from the Stellar ecosystem. So this is the project that's set to become the leader of the Stellar org ecosystem. Here's a thread. Let's jump into that specific thread because why not? It's Stellar news. And if anything, I like it when some people like myself who are researchers take more of a deeper dive into it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Now it says, as someone with years of experience in the crypto space, he's been keeping an eye on this specific protocol. He believes it has potential to be a game changer for the industry. I feel as though it could be a game changer too. I'm not personally invested in Lumen Swap. I do definitely recognize the potential here. Let's jump more into that. In this thread, he's going to take a deep dive into Lumen Swap, exploring its features, benefits, and potential use cases. Good stuff, because some of you guys ask these specific questions. I've seen you guys do it in the comments, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? So if this is something you've been looking more into, this will help you have a broader perspective of Lumen Swap. Here at CTN, it's not just about crypto news, it's also about the education. So it says, if you're interested in DeFi, decentralized exchanges, and the future of blockchain, then this thread is for you. Let's get started. Let's start by exploring some of the key features of Lumen Swap. First, it's allows you to find the best prices for trading assets like, Stellar Lumen's XLM on the network. This is achieved by using Horizon to analyze liquidity rates, ensuring that you get the most competitive rates for your trades. Another great feature of LSP is its speed and low cost. Since it's the client of Stellar org network, it benefits from the network scalability at low fees, right? And let's face it, Stellar already is at low fees. This means that you can trade assets quickly and efficiently without having to worry about high transaction fees, right? Getting hit with a bunch of gas, right? One of the most exciting aspects of LSP is it's open, decentralized by nature. By default, all available assets on Stellar Lumen's network can be traded on Lumen Swap. I also want to state this in light of what's recently happening with Hedera's HBAR. Some people have pointed out, yeah, they're fans of HBAR, but as far as it, the HBAR platform being focused on the decentralization by nature, that is not the case. Some people look, of course, at HBAR as being more centralized, and in reality, that's okay. Some people might say, how is that okay? Look more into HBAR. It's not the end of the world that they're more of like centralized. So I just wanted to throw that out. But as far as decentralized, are you kidding me? Stellar all the way, right? So it says by default, all available assets on the XLM network can be traded on Lumen Swap. Very cool. Number 6, additionally, users can add any other assets they wish to the platform. And again, that's key here. You got to give people a reason to use your platform, and there has to be key things that make it stand out. They definitely do that because it allows greater flexibility and accessibility for traders. LSP also supports a range of popular wallets to make it more user-friendly and accessible. Currently, you can use Rabbit with an E, not an I, Freighter, Albedo, and let's face it, a lot of people use Ledger, right? And private keys to access the platform. You got to give, multiple access platforms. Otherwise, let's face it, people aren't going to use it. So it's nice to see that. How about some of the products and services in regards to Lumen Swap? So they offer a variety of products that make it versatile to the platform for traders and blockchain enthusiasts. It's one of the most prominent products in the order book market, which is OBM. This marketplace uses an order book system. How cool is that? Number 9, allowing users to select pairs and trade any assets on the XLM network. You can't make something limited. You need to give more freedom, hence decentralization. Automated market making, AMM market, where users can trade assets and provide liquidity to receive a return fee. On top of that, this is a great option for those who want to earn passive income on their assets. Everybody wants to earn passive income, especially when the whole thing of staking has been completely flipped on us. Number 10, Academy for educational purposes and so on, which is an online platform that provides, just like I mentioned, educational resources to help users learn more about blockchains and Stellar. This is a great resource for those who are new to blockchain world and want to expand their knowledge. They have that. The platform also offers a fully transparent lottery system. I didn't even know that, to be honest. So that's new to me. Another product is the bridge, a cross-chain bridge that enables users to transfer their assets between XLM and other networks, allowing them to benefit from the opportunities of different markets. Make something transparent, makes it even that much more to have the case of being fully decentralized. That's the whole point. At least it should be. Last but not least, Lumen Swap offers a DAO client with the necessary modules for a standard DAO. This allows all Stellar ecosystem projects to run their governance in a decentralized and transparent manner. And of course, like it says, number 13, in future, he will cover better tokenomics of LSP and their connections. So that was part 2, actually. And Mr. Bronder did a very good job with that. I thought I'd go ahead and follow him and give him a proper shout out. So there's the Stellar Lumens, LSP, technically, Lumen Swap info that you've been looking for. Glad to bring it to you. Let's kick it back into the comments. All right. So I'm going to read a few more comments. We got Blackwood having a conversation with Tim. You also having a conversation with Blackwood. GS says they are U.S. regulated exchange. Blackwood says they are a fart in the wind for me now in regards to Uphold. Well, with what you mentioned, I can't blame you. KuCoin is the other option then, bro. I don't have an issue getting XRP. I just wanted other options to try. Yeah, I don't have an issue getting XRP off of KuCoin at all. Another platform that we never realized we could get it from in the past, and shout out to Kuchu Boy. I don't think he's watching right now, but that's okay. He advised Larry, because Larry was having problems with the KYC thing. Or not KYC, but just trying to get his account going on KuCoin, was just to go on PancakeSwap and swap to XRP. And so Larry got his XRP off of PancakeSwap. How cool was that? Obviously doing Trust Wallet or something. But anyway, GS, we can also use MEXC, just no KYC. GS says, Tim been putting off MEXC. We'll give it set up soon. I got my Cypherium off of MEXC. I had to use a third party. So I want to throw this out there. So just like KuCoin, remember before we used to be able to use a US-based debit card for the quick buy of crypto through USDT. Now we're not able to do that because of US-based debit cards and so on. So just like on KuCoin, you go through a third party, right? Which is like, was it Banksa? I think it is, and some of the other ones, and then you can do it that way. Same with MEXC. It's a very similar thing. You can't use the US-based one, otherwise you're gonna get hit with the least I got hit with KYC. At least I thought that's what it was. But there's some kind of verification problems. But yeah, if you go that route with a third party like Bittrex, not Bittrex, Banksa, it makes it a lot easier. You pay a small fee. It's still a lot cheaper than, going through like crypto.com and so on. Let me see. I got another notification. Here's a notification. Just came in through my phone real quick. XRP. Listen to this, guys. Breaking news. XRP ranks top 1 in Gembox with a 66.1% of users buying. So shout out to KuCoin for that on the fly news. Let's see here. I gotta say like Mike Tyson, Cypherium. Which Cypherium coin? Cypherium, yeah. Myself, he says you can get XRP off of XC2. Okay. That's a Tim question. Blackwood says the main reason he tried Apollo is because he can't use his card anywhere else besides Coinbase. Had to transfer to BitTrue, BXC just to get anything done. Yikes. Tim Shea says he used PancakeSwap for one of the XRP bags too. Cool. Blackwood, I buy XLM and move it to the other exchanges, KuCoin and XC. It's fast and costs like 3 cents to move. Yeah, that's a great point. You have pointed that out before. All right, we're going to get more into our particular outline of the news. Next up is XDC. I do have some. I don't know if I want to call it deep dive research, but it is more extended research for you guys. So if you're just connecting, this is pretty good stuff. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. So in regards to XDC, I feel as though, again, it's very, very undervalued, overlooked and undervalued every single time. But, man, watch out for when this pops off. So I'm going to show you this real quick with you guys. And here it is. So XDC had a slight pullback, right? It's down to 0.02762 was at 0.29, almost 3 cents and so on. It's still in the top 100, ranked 90th. Surprised that the volume isn't up in regards to it, but people are buying other particular distressed assets that are more significantly further down in price, right? That's a given. Jasmy, Quant, so on. Even XRP, right? I mean, XRP is like what, 32, 34 cents, something like that. All right, so let's jump into this. So in regards to specifically XDC TFD initiative adopters in action today at the BCR Publishing Trade and Investment Forum 2023. I believe this was released, this particular news, earlier today. So I thought this was hot, fresh. Thought I'd bring it to you guys. Great conversations ranging from data standards. All right, so understand when it comes to XDC, digital oil is looked upon as being data, right? Jasmy, XDC, you name it. So investor/originator language uniformity and originator case studies for trade distribution features Sean Edwards, who's the chairman of the ITFA. Now, who is Sean Edwards, you may be asking, right? Some of these particular people in these pictures that you see here. Okay. And we'll get into the outline of why this is significant. So if you're wondering, like, well, this doesn't mean squat to me because I don't know who these people are. Very good question. So I did more of my own research and so on. I went to the ITFA. And for instance, if you're wondering about the ITFA specifically, well, there's some key things that they have, of course, listed on their particular site and so on. But one of the key things that you got to keep in mind from here is that they consistently update this particular site. They have membership applications and so on. But what I want to show you, and the thing went away, I apologize for that. Shoot, man, that thing must have glitched when I had that problem. Yeah, I was going to show you the key thing about him, but when my camera freaking glitched out, it went away. Well, that's all right. Another key area is this guy, Andre Casterman of the TFDI, of Casterman Advisory. With him, it shows specifically that Zinfin Network secures ex-Swift corporate and trade head Andre Casterman as an advisor. This happened, of course, back in July 16th of 2020, right? And again, think about this. Ex-Swift corporate and trade head. as an advisor. Yeah, it's pretty significant, right? So there he is, and this is this upcoming thing coming up. But it states, quote, look at this. There is a growing acceptance in the role that digital assets will play in the future digital economy. The most significant move is actually coming from the regulators themselves, as some want to stay ahead of the curve and have therefore adapted their regulatory frameworks to support wider adoption of digital assets, said Tol Kikede, co-founder of Zinfin. On top of that, they were delighted back then to welcome Andre, that you see here, Casper, to their advisory team. His guidance will help them, and it has been, extend the benefits of digital assets to alternative finance industry. The collaboration with market participants is a priority of Zinfin. My point is, they have this whole lineup of these specific people, right? There's this person, Nils Bailing, who's this CAIA, COO of Trade Tech. I believe I have something in regards to that specific person. So if you're wondering about, hold on a second, from the Trade Tech's point of view, back on November, right, a few months ago, they had a press release in reference to this specifically. So on that press release, it said Trade Tech appointed Nils Bailing as Chief Operating Officer. Let's get into that. This specific person states that they have been appointed, of course, to the newly created role of Chief Operating Officer, responsible for implementing the strategic vision and values as the company, as well as a change, in regards to transformation initiatives. Nils previously, if you're wondering, held the position of CFO at Trade Tech. The new role is in response to the company's continued growth in the trade finance market and is expanding network of bank and non-bank originators looking to securitize and distribute, their trade finance assets. Now, in regards to this specific role, Nils already broadened remit beyond finance operations. He will continue to work closely with CEO Christoph Gulman, focusing on the business performance, operational management, and important transformation initiatives. This includes the ongoing development of Trade Tech's legal, regulatory, and client-serving infrastructure across multiple jurisdictions and entities. So I said in the past that I felt as though, when you look at like LCX, a lot of times we throw that in the mix of like ISO 222, even though it's not officially right. But the whole point is understanding who are going to be the last ones standing when it comes to regulatory clarity and compliance. When you see some of these specific terms of, this specific person is going to be part of what? The development of Trade Tech's legal and regulatory client-serving infrastructure. That is a good thing. That instills more confidence of investing into some of these particular ones. Not financial advice, but that's the way I personally look at it. On top of that, there is this particular person who is Lena Russ. She's a CRO of Trade Tech TFD initiative. I'll show her particular picture. There she is sitting in the middle. Pretty cute, actually. Anyway, so in regards to her, all right, here it is, and I'm gonna pull up this. So this was back not too long ago, but check out, check out the resume, right? So she is the Chief Revenue Officer at Trade Tech, and at their London location. Lena is the Chief Revenue Officer at Trade Tech. She brings in over 15 years of leadership experience in the enterprise software space to this team. Enterprise software space, you need these particular people. Having most recently worked as global SVP of commercial at technology firm Polecat, and having previously headed up the enterprise group at NICE Satrometrics, right? Pretty impressive to see some of these particular people being part of the team over here at XDC TFD initiative adopters, right? And in regards to all this, I want to give thanks again to Cryptonair D, who basically provided that 5 hours ago. Look at this. XDC BCR Publishing and ITFA's Trade and Investment Forum were discussing frameworks to facilitate access to trade finance and the evolution of trade finance as an asset class. I want to state this, all right? And I think Richard Common Sense Crypto is doing a really, really good job of his particular outlines of do not sleep on XDC. I'm going to pound it home as much as I can. Do not sleep on XDC, especially on these particular price levels. You may be upset that XDC is not moving with the market and so on, but there is something to be said about sideways consolidation, even with the recent pullback. Look at all the other particular cryptos, even part of the ISOs and so on, that have had a, I guess you could say, a significant pullback, whether it's Quant, whether it's HBAR, some of the other ones. Notice that XDC is holding their own. I'm telling you flat out, it's one of the most underappreciated, overlooked of the mix. They're going to be the standout player when it comes to trade finance. I do not understand why more and more people are not looking more into XDC. And if anything, you know, I need to get more XDC. I know you need to get more of some of these other ones. You may feel as though you need to get more. Always consider XDC, not financial advice. All right, let's get back into the comments. Thank you for being here tonight. Hopefully enjoy that particular piece in regards to XDC. Blackwood says, transfer USDT. I mean, okay. Me, myself, and I appreciate XDC. He loves XDC. We're back up to over 40. Smash that like if you haven't done so. Really appreciate it. Also consider checking out the CTN Network website. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a thing at all. Here's the creator section that we have there. But when you go to the home page, you will see the creators, community, CTN studios, members, and so on. If you want to get hold of me or Larry or any of the other people from the community, there's a members chat function that's right there. And all you have to do is simply click on members. And let's say, for instance, you want to get hold of Bobby Lorede. I'm going to follow him. And then after you follow him, you can send him a message, which I'm going to do right now. I just want to welcome Bobby, and thank you for signing up for the CTN site. I mean, so you can communicate with other people. I see, for instance, Crypto Puppets on here, Lazy Shaman, Pulse Unity. Thank you so much. I'll ask some of you other guys later. There's the one and only Rayan, looking pretty spiffy. Crypto Puppets ready to come and do some massive work. Star-Lord's there. I know there's Star-Lord. I've never seen a picture of him and so on. So very cool stuff. Hey, there's even Riplar. So glad to see some more people on there. I will be more active on this particular site. We're trying to work some things out in regards to the forum, proper structure, and so on. So a lot of times when I post on Twitter, the original source will actually come from the CTN site. So I'm just being flat out honest. Like, I'm looking to absolutely post a lot in the particular forum, but definitely check it out. All right, so let's get back into the comments, and then we got some more news for you. Approaching 2.5 hours of this particular broadcast. River says, is there a best time to catch lower gas fees? I'm in British Columbia. Lower gas fees for ETH. British Columbia, typically speaking, depending on where you live, if you're like, I don't know, Vancouver or Victoria Island, that'd be more Pacific Standard Time. So let's just say hypothetically you are on Pacific Standard Time. So if you're referring to ETH, which I think you are, this is how it go about, especially if we're in a bull market. And let's face it, in a bull market, I know for a fact some of you guys are still gonna get into some of those ERC20 tokens. It's all right. So with that said, the rule of thumb, what I would do, because you gotta keep in mind, me, Maximus, I'm on Pacific Standard Time for half of the year, and the other half of the year I'm on Mountain, because Arizona does not, well, 95% of Arizona doesn't reference or use daylight savings. So when like the West Coast goes to like daylight savings time, then that means that we're on the same time as them. And then when you guys get off of it, like in November, then that means we're an hour ahead. So anyway, I have fully done this. So basically speaking, my rule of thumb was I would wait until like maybe 1 to 2:30 in the morning to get lesser gas fees. And typically speaking, I also noticed that also depends on the day of the week. So sometimes I think Monday is kind of a bad day for trading as far as getting a lot of gas fees. I also noticed that like on the weekend it wasn't that bad because I don't know, more people just do trading at the time. So like there's certain days are obviously better. I think like a Friday night's not too bad. Over the weekend ain't too bad, like real late at night. So like roughly like 1 to 2:30 in the morning was usually my rule of thumb. Hopefully that helps you out. But I say significantly by doing that. So like a lot of times people report that they would get hit with gas fees like $300-400, insane, right? But yeah, instead of paying that, I was still getting hit with gas fees. Don't get me wrong, but it was like maybe $30. Once in a while, I would get lucky, like maybe 15, right? But usually speaking, that's in a bull run, all right? And then so of course in crypto winter, not as much, right? Like crashes, like now, the gas fees aren't going to be that much. So if you still want to apply that, like let's say you notice that some of the current gas fees are like, I don't know, 30 or something like that. If you did wait, you might be able to get to as like low as like, it just depends, you know what I mean? But you have to adjust, of course, the slippage and stuff like that. But you can definitely save some. So, all right, let's go further down. We have Cody Core's in the house. He says, Tim Shea, 10-minute delay on that one. Maximum Max. Well, glad to have you here, Mr. Cody Core. And gonna go further down. You're welcoming or saying hello to everybody. That's cool. Ripple says, I find XDC difficult to buy. So hold on a second. Let's pull up XDC again. And I want to see why you're stating that. So let's go to markets. So on markets, centralized route, all right? KuCoin. That's where I get mine from. KuCoin. But here's some of the other centralized ones. As far as decentralized, there is none. It's all centralized. All right. So is that what's causing the problem? Because you just maybe you don't like KuCoin? Because I also get some people like basically stated that they do all this trading on like crypto.com app and stuff like that. They don't even do Uniswap or anything like that. So if maybe that's the whole thing, I don't know. But once you get used to KuCoin, it's pretty easy to use. So let me know. Maybe I can help you out. But yeah. All right. Let's go further down. Riplar, KuCoin, or Bitmart. Yeah, I guess they haven't updated. I forgot about that. I guess it would be on Mart. Yeah, KuCoin easily. Oh, upholds. Yeah, so sometimes CMC doesn't update what they have. River says he's just outside Vancouver. Yeah, I've been there before. My cousin doesn't live in Vancouver. He lives in Victoria Island. Very cool. Okay. All right, got to highlight that. We have some more for you guys tonight. So let me get into some of this. Hold on. All right, so let's talk about LeoX. We haven't done that in a while. They did come up with a particular update in regards to LeoX, so I thought that was kind of cool. So LeoX, all right. So this was posted earlier today at 3 o'clock my time, Mountain Time. It says, it's our ambition to create a digital currency that you can use on the internet while dealing with physical assets. LeoX token listing. Listen to this, guys. Finally. Will be on LCX and Uniswap, and it's going to happen on March 27th at 7 p.m. CET. Right. And of course, we know about this, but we'll reiterate it. So benefits of physical asset tokenization from the owner's perspective: increased liquidity, proof of ownership, reduced management cost, right? Crucial. From an investor's perspective: lower minimum investment, proof of ownership, and reduced management cost. Very cool to see this particular update in regards to LeoX, because it used to be that you had to participate in that particular private sale, if you will. And of course, that was exclusive to LCX. But now it's going to get a proper listing on LCX. So I imagine you don't have to have it like an account. You can still like view the listing. And on top of it, get it from Uniswap. So now, you went from a centralized exchange to a decentralized one. So it's on both. Very cool. Glad to bring the particular update to you guys. All right. A little bit more in regards to our news coverage tonight. let's get into LCX. We were just talking about it. So it says looking more, or I should say much cleaner and easier on the eye, I believe the app will have continuous improvements. Now, real quick. All right, I'm not going to play the music because I believe it's going to hit us with a copyright strike. You guys are reported for quite a few months, right? You understand the benefits of LCX. You understand how it's going to be huge. Some people saying it's going to be bigger than Binance at one point. Where the case be, right? Whether we're going to agree with that or not. But the consistent thing that got brought up quite a bit is that LCX currently, right, was wonky. There's some bugs. How do I know that? I've been reading the comments in the recorded section of YouTube, right? And that was the consistent thing that got brought up. So I'll reiterate this. Already looking much cleaner and easier on the eye, he believes, as an all money finance, the app will have continuous improvements. Yes, it has to have that, right? Any app has to have improvements. So a couple days ago, this was reported, still pretty new, right? So it says, the LCX mobile update is here. Get ready to experience new features and improvements. Don't skip. It's mandatory to update your LCX mobile now. I mean, in reality, how can you skip it, right? But anyway, we'll play this. I do have it on mute. I'll blow this up. You know, just kind of giving you a heads up on, you know, what they have for us, kind of like what I just basically mentioned. But yeah, there it is for the most part, right? Notification alerts, that's good. All the optimization, chart data, synchronization. These are all things that were basically reported that, you know, hey, this is wonky or some bugs. So I'm glad that they had somebody over at LCX to recognize it. You need to see that, right? I mean, what's the point of using a mobile app if you can't have proper updates? All right, so there's that. Glad to bring it to you guys. We did talk about Hedera earlier, so we're going to skip that. And if anything, the next one will be Casper. Let's kick it back in the comments for a brief bit. Riplar says, I used it years ago, but it's asking my ID again, but it's not taking my ID pics. So I want to state this. When it comes to KuCoin, because I had the same exact problem. I had my old driver's license, right? It's from when I was 18 years old, because my driver's license doesn't expire till I think the year 2046, right? When I'm basically 65 years old, right? So it's fading. It looks old. So what I did is I went and bought another ID, right? And I don't carry this around at all. So that's just my rule of thumb. I keep that thing nice and pristine, like, you know, like a gosh dang it, that freaking moth. I'm gonna whack that thing. So anyway, I keep it pristine, if you will, like a Babe Ruth rookie card, right? I don't use it to go out anywhere with, right? I keep my old junker, my old ID from 18. Why not? Right? It says it expires in 2046. Hey, that's somebody's problem when it comes to checking my ID. They can't handle it. That's their problem. It's still legal. So my point is this. When I originally went on KuCoin, I tried to use that old junker license. Man, they weren't having it. They weren't having it at all. But when I used that new pristine one, boom, pass through all the KYC, no problem. So all I'm saying, Riplar, is you may want to look into that and just simply maybe use a more up-to-date ID. Now, if you feel as though, man, Max, like it's all up to date and there's nothing wrong with it, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, he says he doesn't want to give my social security number to Uphold. I wouldn't want to do that either, because at OEN time, I sent 104,000 excerpt. 104,000 excerpt. You got me beat, man. You're gonna be sitting pretty one of these days. Props to you on that through Uphold. But it's hold on a second. Let me say, but you lost it due to bad trades in 2022 and was scammed out of my last 14,000. Oh, geez, that's horrible. I'm sorry, man. Like, for real. Jeez. All right. Yeah. God, that's horrible. I hit that like. Thank you, Larry. He says, thanks to Blackwood, I just recently mentally healed from the ordeal and started to get back into crypto. I'm on a mission right now. Yeah, here's the thing. So I'm glad that, you know, you see the goals that you had originally and you feel as though you're not going to let it get in the way. But you just, I guess, if anything, you know, The saying goes, don't repeat the mistakes you made in the past. Not saying that you made mistakes, but if you have problems with some particular exchanges, I can't blame you from staying away from them. Yeah, you're welcome, man. I mean, I feel for anybody that loses anything, yeah. That's another reason why we don't really like shill a lot of stuff here, because I mean, I was talking to Larry about this before. It's just like, these are people's hard-earned money and so on. So it's like, in the future, like, we'll probably have some AMAs and stuff like that, but it's like, we understand, it's your hard-earned money. All right, let me get a little bit more into the news. This time it is Casper, with CSPR, Casper. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. And here it is, and it's kind of funny, right? So let me click on that. All right, so check it out. If you haven't heard about this, this was reported on the 6th, so just about 3 days ago. It's recent Casper news, right? So can you send and receive Casper through the Burrito wallet? Yes, you can. Can you have a decentralized app browser catalog? Check. Yes, you can. Is there in-app chat rooms? How cool is that? In-app chat rooms with other people that have Casper? Check. Are you ready to try it out? Well, you could visit this particular site. We'll get into that in a bit. But this is introducing Burrito Wallet. No Casper wallet for the Korean market, but basically mentioned as a burrito. Doesn't make much sense to introduce a burrito to the Asian market. Let's look more into these Casper wallet, bean burrito with sour cream, and put it all over your face. Anyway, let's jump into that. So here it is, and specifically speaking, and I didn't blow this up. They already did. They want you to check out this mammoth, mucho grande burrito. Right. So it says, we are excited to announce that the team at Burrito in Korea have just launched a new Casper wallet for the Korean market and beyond. Please see their exciting announcement below. Introducing Burrito Wallet, new Casper wallet for the Korean market. All right. Burrito Wallet announcement, developed by subsidiary of BitHub, a leading Korean crypto exchange, is a recently launched, user-friendly, multi-chain Web3 wallet that connects users to decentralized exchanges, DeFi platforms, NFT marketplaces, and various dApps. Burrito Wallet supports 7 mainnets, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB Chain, Polygon, Solana, Clayton, and even Casper. Main features of the wallet are crypto NFT send and receive NFT profiles, crypto swap tap browser catalog, in-app chat room, transfer tokens and NFTs with friends in chat, burrito secret recipe. Ooh, ay, ay, ay. On top of that, the coolest part of Burrito Wallet is that it acts as the easy gateway to Web3. Traditionally, many users have gone through hassles in registering their wallets to transfer their assets and taking a picture, just like what you were saying earlier, right? Of their ID with centralized exchange screens and waiting for evaluations. With Burrito Wallet, they tackle this issue and makes the wallet registration whitelisting process simpler. By verifying the phone numbers registered in BitHub and Burrito Wallet. Simpler whitelisting makes asset transfer quick and smooth, enabling users to conveniently access Web3 experiences. Likewise, Burrito Wallet is always looking for new possibilities to bridge the users to Web 3.0, aka put it all over their face. You are ready to enjoy our delicious Web 3.0 recipe? Then let's wrap it up at burritowallet.com/en. All right. Pretty cool stuff, right? Anyway, that is the burrito news you've been looking for. Lionel Richie. All right. I'm going to stop share on that particular one. I'm going to kick it back into the comments. Lots of people there, but that's okay. So Ripple, our Rev Prepper says he used it years ago, but is asking for his ID again. Oh yeah, I already read that. My bad. So let's see here. All right. Sounds like a Chihuahua who immigrated to Canada. Oh my God. Yeah. Gotta have a little bit of fun, especially towards the end of the show. All right. Yeah. Crazy stuff, right? All right. All right. Let's highlight that. So that was the introduction to Burrito Wallet, right? So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Ted of Lift Capital. He has some Cypherium news that he dropped the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and share that. And this is the Cypherium news you're looking for. Lionel Richie. So, yeah, shout out to Ted for informing us that Cypherium, a FedNow service provider, will be providing the FedNow digital wallets, the mobile app, and much more. If you're not subscribed to Ted of Lift Capital, I don't know what you're doing. He does a really good job with covering XDC, obviously the other ISOs and so on, but especially Cypherium, right? So this is a minute 22 seconds. Listen to what he has to share here. This particular person from the Invested Captain, I will go ahead and follow him. Did a good job of clipping this from his original show. I actually was watching that particular show at the time. I didn't get a chance to see that particular segment. But anyway, we'll play this for you. It's minute 22 seconds. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. And here we go.
Great. Any thoughts on the Cypherium wallet? So what we've gone over with FedNow with you guys, dig this. What this is right here, FedNow service provider showcase for Cypherium. They're a part of the digital wallet providers. Like they're going to be providing digital wallets for this FedNow service. Let me show you all this right here. Where is it? This part. Yeah. So you can see right here, when it comes down to the solutions that are going to be provided, Cypherium is there for mobile app, for the mobile app platform, business to business platforming and networking, and the digital wallet. Okay. So I think right now with what they're giving us for wallets, for example, the iOS wallet and Android, that's what we have right now. I think there's going to be an official Federal Reserve FedNow created wallet. Will it go through the commercial banks? Will it go through all these financial institutions? Time will tell. They're saying though the framework can be integrated with real-time gross settlement. All this part right here is what y'all need to understand. This is why Cypherium is so important, because of that integration and harmonization with other real-time gross settlement systems, other CBDCs, other payment systems. You get what I'm saying? So performing KYC and everything, guys. So really good.
Yeah, nice quick update in regards to that. Some of us know about some of that stuff, some of us don't, but it's nice to see it from the actual site and also hear perspective in regards to Cypherium. So shout out again to Lift Capital, Ted of Lift Capital, doing it big. Great live show he has, and he always keeps us informed. So really appreciate him. I guess you guys like that, bean burrito sour cream and put it over your face, yeah, we'll go ahead and highlight that. And let's get into the last part of our news. I was going to share it earlier, but for whatever reason, when my thing reset with my camera, it just messed up everything. So I meant to share this earlier in regards to specifically Jasmy. So if you just tuned in and you wanted some Jasmy news, you're wondering, he never mentioned it. Well, here it is. So I'm going to jump into that right now. And here we go. So there is not a lot of recent news in regards to partnerships and so on. I mean, we talked about the price of Jasmy and so on, but this was a really good thread by a guy who also holds HBAR, right? So it was the HBAR movement. I'm going to go ahead and follow him. So he has a great outline in regards to Jasmy. Some of you guys know about this, some of you don't, but again, it's good stuff here. So Jasmy is a sleeping giant. I feel that way. Another reason why I doubled my position here recently, because, crypto shouldn't be a get rich quick scheme. But at the same time, there's certain crypto projects that can get you to your goals quicker than others. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I feel as though Jasmy could very well be that ticket, if you will. Not financial advice, but hear me out when it comes to this particular outline from Stephen Forberg, the bar movement, who has this Jasmy outline. So it says the first crypto approved in Japan, a country known for having strong relations, is a few of the reasons why it's a sleeping giant. They are also the first mover advantage by being the first crypto in Japan. This is why Jasmy has got the label of the Bitcoin in Japan. Now I get it, the whole concept of blockchain and so on. Again, the main reason why it has this title is because it is the first crypto in Japan. That's why it's called the Bitcoin in Japan. So number 3, solid Sony executives running the show. They have, of course, a reputation. I'll blow this up. On the line as former Sony executives. Absolutely. I mean, and here's another thing. If you've been following your history, hopefully you have. Some of you guys are into history, some of you aren't. I teach history. When it comes to Japanese culture, even way before World War II, right? They are all about honor. If you're a Japanese person, they're all about, like great, bring honor to your family, so on. And you can also bring great dishonor. I know I joke around about that and do the funny voice, but it's true. They are a society that has a strong emphasis on honor. So with that said, there's something to be said about, they want to basically have something there in regards to honor. They don't want to tarnish their name, their legacy, or any of that, right? So look at what it says here, right? $17 price target by the team for 2026. This keeps getting brought up. Combine that, of course, with their supply, 100% of it by the end of the year, right? Be in circulation. And also, like we confirmed before, last particular Jasmy video, quarter for 2023 of having Jasmy become deflationary. Those are all big factors, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, it's just so bullish on the whole idea of Jasmy, and these particular prices that we saw recently, some of these pullbacks, it just makes it that much more significant. Number 5, 70% of the total supply being locked up for 1 year. So combined with all the supply being released, right, in circulation, then have 70% of the total supply being locked up for 1 year plus. I think this is why some people feel as though, oh my God, you know what I mean? Because, let's face it, a lot of you guys are into various other crypto projects. And when we think about the concept of staking, right, is taking a particular digital asset, which is, various other crypto projects out there, taking that out of circulation, is significant. If you're going to have 70% of the total supply being locked up for a year, it's not forever, don't get me wrong, but for a year, that in itself could be absolutely huge. Combine that again with the current circulating supply by the end of the year being at 100%. Right now, we're at 95%. Again, this is very, very bullish news, to say the least. Number 6, Jasmy was founded with the idea of data democracy. I did a deep dive in regards to data democratization. Check out that particular video. It's in the video section. And you got to understand, these specific terms, whether you're into XDC, whether you're into Jasmy and so on, the key thing here is this is what they refer to as digital oil. How big is that? Data is huge. Where's, autonomous vehicles and so on, right? Data. We believe every person's right to safer and more secure personal data is with Jasmy. And then also check out, some of these key terms in regards to what Jasmy brings to the bigger picture of things with, their storage lockers, if you will. Now let's check out this other key point. I'll blow this up. So it says data privacy, software and hardware solutions. Talk more about that in particular deep dive. How about this? NFTs. Did you know that they have another utility layer for Jasmy? It's not just data democratization, but they have dynamic NFTs. And some of those particular NFTs are used for other layers of utility that they have. Like what's it called? The Segu fan token, right? The particular baseball team, if I'm not mistaken, or soccer team in Japan, right? If you're familiar again with Chili's, then you're totally aware of the tokenization of various sports teams. They already have that going on. So that's another big utility layer for Jasmy. How about this? KYC and KYM. Know your customers and know your machines. AI engine. I did another particular brief intro in regards to what they got going on with AI. If you're looking for the particular thumbnail, again, it's in the video section, recorded video section, has Mr. Johnny 5 in the thumbnail from the movie Short Circuit. How about metaverse? Yeah, they actually have a metaverse thing going on, right? We'll have to look more into that specific. I think I talked a little bit about that as well. Protocol that enables the creation and storage of assets. Understanding that when it comes to metaverse, a lot of people are going to be buying NFTs and they want them showcased where? In the metaverse, right? It could be an avatar, your custom avatar that you run around in. Maybe you have some kind of thing that was bought through NFT. You want to display that. But where the case be, your digital assets need to be secure, right? And at the same time, not to the point where it's so fringent upon your quote unquote data rights, if you will. Jasmy gets all that, right? They don't want to KYC the living hell out of a person, but they also want things to be secure, but not to the point where it ruins the whole point of transparency and decentralization, right? And number 12, the lot, right? I should say lot, the IoT, right? Internet of Things platforms. And of course, in Quant, IoT as an Internet of Trust. So I think it goes both ways, guys. This was a very good outline that he pointed out. A lot of us already know about this, but at the same time, you need to understand a few key takeaways. My key thing is this, two main things from this particular outline. First, crypto approved in Japan, in a country known for having strong regulations. Very true. How do we know that? We know it because they basically had a direct reaction to what happened in 2022, especially with what happened with the collapse of Terra Luna and some of the other particular ones and so on. So their response was to just blatantly blanket the whole industry and pull out of it. Now they're getting back into it. How do we know that? The unbanning of foreign stablecoins, USDT, Circle, and so on. But this other thing about $17 price target for the team by 2026, right? And again, I want to reiterate that 70% of the total supply being locked up for a year, and combine that with the whole thing of 100% of the circulating supply coming out here soon. We're already at 95%. Those should be your key takeaways of why I feel as though I'm just that much more bullish on Jasmy, and I 100% agree with this guy. It is a sleeping giant. Could Jasmy be the one that gets us to our goals first? So thank you for watching this particular segment in regards to Jasmy. Got to kick it back into the comments. And I think that about wraps it up for tonight. So let me, comments have went completely null. And I'm just going to do a plug one last time for our particular site, which is ctnnetwork.net. I'm going to go to it real quick. So if you haven't done so already, go to ctnnetwork.net, click on home, because it will get you there. If you're wondering how you can sign up for this, it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a single thing. And what I was going to state is you can simply go to sign up with your email, or you can sign up with Gmail if you don't want to do the email route, like a Google account or even Facebook. In regards to the community feature of what we have here, if you click on community, again, we're trying to get like an outline for a proper form, but like you even see the video I had out earlier. There is an app. It says join CTN Network on Spaces by Wix, and you can use it, the actual app. But yeah, check it out, especially if you want to post any news articles or discussions or anything like that. Here's a few of the basic categories. We'll have more here soon. ISO 222 crypto, questions and answers, general discussions. So again, it's a, the main utility from CTN. And on top of that, we're really trying to support other content creators, not just us. There's 2Bit Crypto, Belize, Chaka, Classic Crypto, Michael Crypto Lounge, Jeremy Crypto Realist. You see Daniel Gayton, Waddy, Crypto Smith, Sean, Pablo Crow, Maria Anderson, Worldwide Crypto, Kung Tech Fu, right? Legal Alien, even Michael Montclair, who is not necessarily like a crypto content creator, but he's a member of our community. He has great music. Again, if you don't like Twitter, you can send me a DM through what you see here on the members chat. Just kind of like how I messaged Rain a while back. And there you have it, guys. I'm going to stop the share, double check the comments just one last time, and I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. So let's see where we're at. T Lynn says good night. Thanks for being here again, T Lynn's. Appreciate you. Riplar, you too. GS, peace out to you. And that's where it's at. So I'm gonna try to get some more recorded content out later tonight to you guys. Be out on the lookout for it tomorrow on YouTube or whatever platform you use to watch it, Twitter, whatever, CTN. It's been a great show. Have a blessed night, everybody. Know what you have, know what you hold. Stay the course. We're almost to the finish line. Just gotta be a little bit more patient. On behalf of myself, Larry, and the rest of the CTN network crew, have a great night.